Hello and welcome to Reef Rushdown. I think we're watching the first match coming up here. I'm Tiger. With me is Yason.
Hi.
Today.
We've got 75% smart, 25% stick versus Baugau in our opening set here. And I think we're pretty close to starting already, so I don't think we're going to have too much time. I guess a quick introduction. Reef Rushdown is the Oceania friendly time slot tournament run by IPL. Just in case this is your first time watching, it's a good time.
Yes, we're going to be doing Rainmaker Wahoo first. I don't really know anything about either of these teams. And
that's fair. That's totally fair. We're both Australian commentators, so we'll do our best for our international teams. I'll have a quick look at the players on these teams here just to see what we're dealing with. We've got Pseudo, Meat Boy, Shade Tide, James, and Roseweb on 75% smart. I think we're just going to have to call them Smart Stick, because there's no way we're getting that whole team name out during the game.
yeah, no.
And then we've got Baugau, which is Salty, Jesus, Blossom, and a smiley face. I'm just reading the data I have here. So if we're familiar with those players, I'd like to hear some thoughts in their chat. I mean, yeah, I know, right? I'm just thinking, like, you got Jesus on your team. You're probably doing pretty well. Yeah, so we shouldn't be too much longer before we get started. Let's talk a bit about Rainmaker Wahoo World, because we at least know a lot about that.
Yeah, Rainmaker Wahoo. There's not really much. I haven't really played this map too much, to be honest, but there is 2 checkpoints right and one on the side. I really don't know either of these teams would run here. I would just assume Splash, because it's Splash.
Right, exactly. I mean, we'll definitely see a push for the left checkpoint to start with. It is just far too easy to grab once you have control of mid. So I reckon that'll be the opening play of the team that wins the first fight. After that point, it's either about getting a good number of splats and then making the long push around the side, or if you can get a wipeout, you can push up the center and get a lot of points really quickly. That is definitely inadvisable without any kind of player advantage, though.
Absolutely. Teams in the room.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah. I think we've got 2 more minutes before our players are locked in here. Now, I'm just noticing, I think there must be something amiss with the overlay. I'd be very surprised if we had 2 lots of Clan Blitz ink lot.
Let
me just have a look to see if I have a map list or 2. Pretty sure I know where I can find one. Let's see.
It says it's Splatzone's brine.
Ah, that makes sense. Yes, Splatzone's brine water. That'll be a nice one. I'm excited for that. Great, and there's our team information there. Good stuff.
An interesting logo.
Yeah, I was a little curious about it. Like, it's clearly a top text, bottom text. I just don't recognize it. In fact, it doesn't appear to be in English. So, I had no chance.
Combination of Jesus and smiley face.
Yeah, you can see how I wasn't quite sure what to go with there. I mean, I could have said colon carrot bracket, but I don't think that's what they were looking for. All right, well, let's open up a little bit of a game then. We're playing Rainmaker on Wahoo. What weapons is chat expecting? And you get no points for guessing Splash. I've got chat open. I can see what people are guessing. So if you put a guess in, we are up to the weapon selection stage, so we are less than 3 minutes away from this first round. Okay, Mars is embracing colon carrot close bracket. I don't blame them. That's a great name. How can you say so much for so little? What are you hoping for Ink Brush? I mean, yeah, it's possible. It's a very good weapon for getting up under drop and catching players out who are rushing.
Very
So-
easy to speak. Or rats on the end, like your carousel, especially on top with all the by just running around and getting whale. It's such a
Absolutely.
nuisance.
Oh yeah, and Whale is so good for Rainmaker as well, because if you can lock all 6 on the Rainmaker themselves, they have to be constantly moving. It means they can't fire their shots, and they're going to easily go down to frontline pressure. So, makes a lot of sense.
Why is 75% smart and 25% stickball? Is there like stick player on their team?
Yeah, it'd be someone on their team that's a stick player. That totally makes sense. Alright,
Getting into the first match.
Yeah, so looking at this weapon lineup, we've got double splash there on Baugau, not too surprising, but we've got Nautilus, Luna, Dapples Novo, and Sloshing Machine on Smart Stick. Talk us through that, Comp. What do you think?
Very different styles of comms. One very off meta coming up Smart Stick, and the other one very meta of it coming out with a double
Very
splash
standard,
machine.
very expected. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we'll see how smart that stick play really is.
Dapples going around.
It's a good early flank. They're going to be able to paint up the checkpoint if they can sneak past, and we've got the entirety of Baugau just lobbing bombs and
Dapples
indirect
goes
fire.
down. The splashes have crabs. They're probably gonna pop it here. Yeah, they pop it on the right side. The force Smart Stick to back out does find the Nautilus. There's a
Well
shot,
done with the
Dapples jump.
explosive shot, recognizing that they needed to get that little bit of extra indirect damage. Baugau do take the collect. They consider going for the right checkpoint, but they double guess it, run into the Luna, and go down. That is going to cut their first push dramatically short and give a good chance for Smart Stick to get some points on the board here.
Machine jumping into 2 enemy players there, gonna go down. And that's another player down the forge going down on the side of Baugau. This could be the chance for Smart Stick to make something happen. Machine picking up the Rainmaker with the special activated. The splash trying to get the pick, doesn't find it though.
Was the splash sent to the floor by the carousel there? I think that was
Think
just
so,
some
yeah.
timing. Oh, unfortunate. Well, that is going to be Smart Stick with the first checkpoint cleared and still a pretty good player advantage in terms of positioning. Dapples do trade out, which means there's going to be a hard time defending. Especially with a stamp just like that. Oh.
Gonna hook it all the way to 5. Here.
Yeah,
Honestly,
you do not see much love for the Luna Neo in the current iteration, but it worked really well for them there, perfectly cleaning up that archway that is typically very hard to push around.
coming out on the top right, trying to push Smart Stick out of spawn. Find
I imagine they're hoping for a
Dapples
reset
on the
here.
carousel, gonna find the splash.
Nasty stuff. These Dapples have been a thorn in Baugau, constantly undermining their defensive line. And it's really working for Smart Stick.
Honestly, when I saw Smart Stick's comp, I wasn't really expecting how to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone has a role they're playing, and they're playing it quite well. Smart Stick back in control of the Rainmaker. We've got 2 specials ready to go from Baugau, so they should be able to put a stop to this, as long as they don't lose any players preemptively to these Dapples who are going to shark around.
Double Bria coming out. There's a flank coming out. The Dapples are gonna survive. There's a lot of jumps out.
Yeah, Baugau clearing out the opponent team there. A very good jump out from Smart Stick, because that is almost certainly going to be a checkpoint clear. No, it's not! Caught on the jump. You'd love to see that. They did lose a few players for it, so it should be a clear here regardless. But it's just that extra bit of time that Baugau have to make up for in these closing 2 minutes.
You managed to get the checkpoint. Gonna get them up again. Baugau gonna be running it for the left side. I don't think that's gonna be enough to get lead. It's gonna get stopped by the Luna Blaster.
It was a bold play. You don't expect someone to just shoot it up the guts like that. So they were able to get a bit of points just on surprise alone. Unfortunately, the amount of indirect damage in that alleyway with the Sloshing Machine and Luna makes it very hard to push forward.
Especially having 2 Fizzy Bomb just defending that right side and like the alleyway.
Yeah, that's going to reset
really
for
hard.
sure.
It's really hard to push up against 2 Fizzy Bombs.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
Well,
Crab finding the Crab and the
yeah,
machine.
very good. Crab on the high ground, going to be able to make good use of that. With a minute left, Smartstick really don't have
The
to...
crab getting pinched by the hammer and the reef slide.
Crab
Just
meta
going
is
down.
dying before our very eyes, and the update is not even out yet. That is crazy.
Just getting taken. Oh, sense.
Okay, we have the
What's this
intel that Asuto is the one playing on stick.
So the Daffle's the one we're watching right now.
Amazing. That
Just-
is class play.
Too far in, goes down. Jesus, probably gonna be this crab right. And force Smartstick out with some pressure. Crab, bit of popping in mid. The Luna Blaster tries to kill the crab. Unable to find it. Fizzy Bombs is coming out. I swear I see Fizzy Bombs every 2 seconds.
They're very important to Smartstick's strategy. With 10 seconds left, I don't think Smartstick are gonna... No, they are gonna pick up the Raybaker. They're gonna take it as far back as they can. They need to stay up here to avoid overtime.
Two of them sharking in though, and that's...
Oh! So close to getting that splat. They were very close to getting that overtime, and honestly, in a very good position. They would have had a good chance there. But just some good evasion on Smartstick is going to keep them in the lead and keep them winning that first round.
Jesus going down. Fortune.
Well, Jesus can't stay up forever.
Maybe this will be like the story of the Bible. Jesus goes down, then he gets resurrected from the ashes again.
Well, we do all respawn.
True.
All right. So with Smartstick taking that first round, we're going to go on to our second game here, which means I believe we're moving through to... It was Inkblot?
Yeah.
Okay, so just thinking through what we've seen there, a very meta comp coming out from Baugau. But the crab's very well played around. Do you think they'll keep them, or do you think they'll swap them out for something else?
I don't think so. Splash and Machine are this is a very good map for Machine and Splash respectively. Crab being able to pressure from the right stack and the left stack. Machine just being able to camp onto those ledges. I don't think there would be a good reason to swap from what they're doing right now. I'm more interested in what Smartstick's gonna do here.
Right, of course. We've already proven that they have some off-the-wall plays, and I believe we are going through to... Hang on, wait, do I have the right maps? I'm just checking, because the thing that I have here, that's Alanish. Yeah, okay, so I'm just looking at this. I think it might be Clamblitz on Museum del Fonsino instead.
Wait, is it?
I'm just trying to figure this out from
I think
the map list that I can
that's
see
what
on
I'm
Discord.
seeing too. I think it is Clams. Alfonsino.
Yeah, okay, so Clams on Delfonsino. That's a strange Clams map. I think that's going to change up what we see from Smartstick quite a bit here. I don't think their indirect damage is really going to get them as good an effort as they had in that last game.
A leader here would be a good shout from Baugau. Probably one of the splashes or whatever weapon. I forgot. One of them was the forge. The forge might switch to leader here. Leader's just sitting on the top right, able to cover the entirety of your platform. Just shut down any push.
Yeah, that is important. And if you don't have a player that can play an E-leader, if you don't have a charger main on your team, I feel like you can get some good work done with a Hydra as well. There are definitely some good options for getting that long-range coverage you mentioned. That being said, will we actually see them? Oh, hang on. Yep, I think we're getting our maps updated as we speak. Very good. Yes. Good stuff. Wait. Okay. Being informed from chat that we really need to watch Meat Boy and Asuto in this next match.
Yeah, I've heard that Boy is the clam guy, the clam
king.
I just heard that he's really good at clamlets before.
Okay. I'm very keen to
Double
see.
sploosh.
Oh, let's go! This is great. Oh man, I do love
And
good sploosh. It seems like, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out if the colors are flipped here or not.
just as I said, the leader coming out from the board last game. Yep, just as I said, and the double splash instantly going into the enemy plat, gonna be able to find the leader. I think they got caught off guard. They didn't expect the two splashes to just instantly drop from the left side.
Yep, while we wait for auto spec to engage, there we go. We're kind of in position here. Leader has a good high ground to cover the basket. Means we shouldn't see any further clams coming in right now. And with 2 going down, that is going to leave a good opportunity for Baugau to recover.
And this is what I was talking about. The leader has such good positioning on this map. Able to sit on top right and be able to cover so much area.
Oh.
And the leader making effective work. They're really good positioning right now, able to get 2 picks there.
Excellent work. Yeah, so that is
Baugau able to score.
Yes, Baugau in control of this match at the moment. They only lost 2 players to that push as well, which means they should be able to put up a decent defense. They do have a crab ready to go. They're probably going to pop that in mid. Yep, just to provide that extra bit of pressure and really shut down any momentum that Smartstick might be gaining from having that pity clam ready to go.
They're already back on the enemy plat. I do believe there's one behind them though. Splish trying to get the leader with the hammer there. Doesn't find the pick. Splish is being an absolute nuisance right now. Almost scores there.
Oh, I mean, shut down just in the nick of time, and Baugau now in a solid position to get some points of their own. They get the power clam together at the basket, and it goes in. Can they get the picks under the basket here? It's a very difficult set of weapons to push. The Nautilus especially is going to be very difficult to unseat. They are still scoring points from on high, though. We've got... Oh, that's so nice.
It could be difficult to defend with the 2 solutions. Not being able to fight really anything on the enemy team. Just kind of have to go in and hope and pray that they get a... It does eventually work out. 2 members of Baugau going down. Sploosh is doing sploosh things right now, just throwing curling ball.
Absolutely.
The crab does come out. The hammer!
Oh, it hits the railing! That was such a good toss, but unfortunately was intercepted by the stage itself. Would have been very nice to hit the crab with that hammer. And again, we see Smartstick go 2 down. They have to pass their pity clam back so they don't get spotted here. Inkstorm's going to provide them some cover as well. They might even have to pop Booyah here if the team gets too aggressive, which is a shame because they really need that for the offensive.
Baugau adapting to Smartstick's strategy of dropping both solutions on the left side and watching that left side for them to drop.
I do love the strategy of just using the Ultra Stamp purely as a crab counter. But it's not quite working out for them. Flasher's able to get consistent picks here, and the crab tank, obviously famous for its pressure in the current meta, is going to be very powerful in holding this platform. Only a minute 50 left. The Sploosh is not able to get the work done. We could see some dangerous points on the board here.
They're just down 3 points. If they jump in that pity clam, this game could be over right now. If they are able to get the
rush it over, but it's not going to make it. We're going to see the rest of this game. We have another chance for Smartstick to recuperate. They need to get these splashes down and out without exposing themselves to the E-leader's line of sight. Not an easy task to do, especially when time is not on your side.
The crab coming out from with the ball. The hammer going to be thrown. Misses. I don't know if a hammer has actually got a pick on a crab this game.
No, I don't believe it has. Ooh, a distraction plays allow them to get a power clam in behind. They do go down for it, and they don't really have any clams to follow up with.
Another hammer coming.
Yeah, I mean, scoring is a good distraction to bring out the Ultra Stamp, but unfortunately not really surprising Baugau. With only 45 seconds left, they have quite the score deficit to make up here.
Gene trying to make something smart. Baugau, sorry. The 3 down on the side of Smartstick. Baugau just constantly putting out so much offensive pressure with the crab.
I love the use of throwing the power clam up the ledge there. I haven't seen that done.
Game.
That is game. They were able to get 2 power clams to the basket and definitively shut that down. And cease any remaining chance Smartstick had of coming back on that one.
Smartstick wacky strategy doesn't work out this time.
No, not quite. Did not quite take the opponent by surprise as much as they were hoping, but well, you know, there's always the last game.
Mm. Now we're going to splat some splat zone
Brine
brine
water, yes. So this is a very small zone.
This honestly could really goes in the favor of Baugau here. Baugau having that leader player, as we just saw in the last Clan Blitz museum game. If you're able to take control of zone and leaders are able to just sit themselves up on the mid of zone, you're able to reach into the enemy's spawn and just you're able to sometimes get some picks, put on so much pressure. You're able to watch the drop on the right side too. There's really not too many flank or drop routes on brown water, and this is such a good leader map. So I don't know how smart. I wonder what Smart Six gonna whip out this time.
Yeah. Now, the correct answer from my perspective would be Tri-Strike, right? Like, that makes sense. The E-Leader is going to be positioned in one of two places. So if you can constantly pressure those with bombs and Tri-Strike, I feel like you're in a good position to unseat that. And we do have quite a few good options for Tri-Strike available. I would not be surprised to see a Tech coming out from Smart Stick here. That being said, they've proven very adept with dualies, especially on the front line there with Asudo. So that could also be an option for them, potentially.
Good run. Stamper for Zipcaster, just a zip to the leader. Good run. They could run some ledge camping weapons like machine. Sit on. You know, if you sit on the right side with machine and shoot up into the wall, you're able to ledge camp the enemies at base, and pretty annoying just seeing slushing machine just.
Yeah, completely shutting down an angle without putting themselves in danger. That's exactly what they specialize at. So that could be a good answer for that as well. I'm also definitely expecting to see the two splashes returning on Baugau. It just makes sense. It's very good for this map mode. It's going to work quite well. Oh, we do actually have a change.
Golden arrows, Frank.
That Booyah is going to be an interesting play. We do have an E-Leader coming out from both sides here. I just need to make sure that we haven't flipped our understanding. No, I believe Baugau is the correct color this time. So your overlays will be accurate.
And of course, the leader coming out, I don't really expect any changes, but I'm interested in what the Golden Air Spray is doing. Might be there just for, you said, kind of Tri-Strike to displace the leader, but instead kind of like a Booyah spam.
Yeah, Booyah spam makes sense. You can get a lot of Booyahs out, especially with this zone. Just in the process of painting and repainting it, you can charge that special in no time flat. You have Baugau with the early lead here, and quite a good hold on mid. The E-Leader able to really push up. They recognize the right time to pull back, and it keeps them alive, especially avoiding that Booyah bomb. And they just maintain control. It is not easy to maintain control over this zone.
They've got Smart Stick in such a heavy lockout right now, they're not really able to do much about that leader and the level of pressure that they have from the double crab and the machine.
Arrow's going
Arrow's
to the flank on the E-Leader. E-Leader's not here.
Teammates go down. Gonna point out desperation. We are right.
Yeah, we see neutral, but it's probably not enough. We're going to get neutral again, but with the arrow spray going down, that is a very quick game in favor of Baugau. I believe that's the set as well, so that would be Baugau taking that one 2-1.
Yes.
If my understanding of the events is correct. Yeah, Smart Stick with a strong opening. I like the off-meta play, but at the end of the day, we saw Baugau just able to really assert pressure on the maps that had less options for Smart Stick shenanigans.
Like I said, the story of Jesus going down and rising from the ashes, the story of the Bible, it writes itself.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a classic tale of strike me down and I will become more powerful than you can ever imagine. We've seen that in spades right here. Very good. I have some other results from the rest of the tournament coming in as well. Seems like this was the closest of the 4 sets. We have Greasy Goblins taking the 3-0 against Elevator Music. We have Team Zaza taking the 3-0 against Ikarykou. Ikarykou? I think it's Ikarykou. I'm gonna stick with that. And we have Kirby Car Crash taking the 3-0 against Harmonic in our first round.
Probably play with any teams. There is AU teams I do recognize.
Absolutely. From our own Oceanic series, Greasy Goblins and Team Zaza are doing very well in this bracket so far.
Both getting a win under their belts.
Trying to figure out where Baugau are from, because their country initials are BI. I don't know what that is.
Maybe they're from Blaze Baugau country.
No, I don't believe so. Okay, according to the Lavender Code, BI is the country for the country code for Burundi. Burundi. I don't know if the team is actually from there, but if they are, that's great. Just taking a guess. Alright, well, we will be moving on to our second round very shortly. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Do we take a short break, or do we just sit here? I don't know how long it's going to take.
I don't think it should take too long. I mean, sets of time.
Very true, very true. Okay, yep, Chad is confirming East Africa and saying it's most likely a meme. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I do recognize also that we have Greasy Goblins saying that they are from, I believe this is the country code for Christmas Island, which is a bit of an Australian meme. We'll take that one to the bank there.
I noticed a lot of Australian teams like to name themselves as extremely foreign countries that not people know.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Well, for round 2, our sets are going to be Elevator Music versus Smart Stick. Got Baugau is going to be versing Team Zaza. We have Ikarykou is going to be taking on a Harmonic, and Kirby Car Crash will be facing off against Greasy Goblins in our next round. I'm just looking into our stream coordination to see who we're going to be watching, and it looks like it's going to be Ikarykou versus Harmonic potentially on stream next. Just double checking, because obviously if we can't actually manage to grab the match before they start playing, we might not be able to show that one off, but we will try our darndest.
We take a quick break.
I mean, we just need to fill time. If we're told to take a break,
break,
we take a break. This is a good moment, actually. Yeah, just cut to commercials. This is a good moment to remind everyone that whether you are playing or not, it is always good to stay hydrated. It's a pretty warm morning in Australia, at least in my neck of the woods. Make sure that you have water on hand and that you are getting that water in your body. It is important for staying alive, and it's good to have a reminder every now and again. Okay, alright, not going to be streaming that set. That's okay, we will see who else we can get. Chat, do you have any teams you really want to see? Just let us know, we'll see what we can do. I can't promise much, but we can at least farm engagement in the meantime. Inklings can still drink. Like, what do you think is in those drinks that you order with your drink tickets? There's water in there. Inklings... so this is a bit of a theory, a bit of fun, like, theory crafting. I theorize that Inklings can drink and touch water, but it's just when you're fully immersed in water that you, like, your form disappears, because Inkling ink, I believe, evaporates and can be washed away by water. So it makes sense that if you're covered in it, it'd be solid enough that you can grab things and touch things and not, and drink water. But if you get surrounded by it, that probably does you in. That's my theory anyway. What a ramble. I mean,
not too caught up.
this is like the reason I want more lore about the Splatoon world. I read the manga to try and find that kind of stuff, and believe me, it is not there. I just want to understand more about Inkling physiology and how that works, so that we can understand the world better. Yeah, Stu's got it. It's diluted enough to be non-existent in some of their drinks. That's exactly a great point. Because you probably need water mixed in with your fruit, mixed in with your whatever enhances the ability to make your clothes cooler by drinking it. I don't even want to get into that discussion right now. But there has to be something. There has to be an element of water in everything, just because it's set on Earth, and Earth makes a lot of things out of at least a little bit of water. That's just how things work on this planet.
Yes. I agree.
Excellent. For those just joining us, or having only just joined us in the last 5 minutes or so, this is Reef Rushdown, IPL's Oceania-friendly time slot tournament, where we get any and all players who are willing to test themselves in a simple tournament to see who's doing well this week. All right. I'm seeing our overlays change, but I'm not confident yet that this is the teams will actually be watching. So I'm gonna reserve myself on that. But in the meantime, Tiger, something you can definitely talk us through. Actually, I've been informed that we are actually going to watch Ikarykou versus Harmonic. Oh, okay. They originally declined the match, but then it was revealed they were joking. Great. That's awesome. We get to show them off, but also, yeah. So, I believe that what we are seeing then is correct, which means that we are going to be starting on Tower Control Hagglefish. Tiger, do you want to talk us through Tower Control Hagglefish? What's the vibe of this map?
Hagglefish is, honestly, from what I've heard, one of the community's favorite maps, except for Flat Zone. Nobody likes Flat Zone Taggle, but
understandably.
Tower Control, this is a very ledge camp. And sit on that with a blaster or a machine ledge cam. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one of any of those weapons ran. And with crab, you can grab on top of the little tent there, top right of your spawn, and it can reach into mid and also the far left as well. Very good crab spot. So I won't be surprised if we see. I won't be surprised if we see I will be surprised if we see a match where no crab is ran.
Yeah, I would be shocked, honestly. It is just too good a piece of kit to pass up, so I have no doubts that every match will contain at least one splash. With Tower Control especially, the first checkpoint here is on very low ground, and it's actually quite hard to defend. The opponent has some nice high ground leading right into it. So unless you've got something like a Trizuka or some very good bomb support, you're not going to have an easy time holding that position. So we'll probably see what I've just mentioned there. I mean, lots of bombs is pretty common for most team comps. Just littering that platform once we hit that first checkpoint. And the real problems happen for the defending team after that first checkpoint is cleared, because you can use the tower to jump up into enemy territory and really cause some problems. So keep an eye out for the flanks up there past the first checkpoint. I'm sure we will see some throughout the course of that game.
Absolutely. You could also see Junior helping, because when you get to that second checkpoint, the top left, very volatile there. If you're able to sit up on the top left and it's really easy to defend from that spot. A lot of people run Junior just to get past that checkpoint, pop bubble.
Yeah, definitely either Vanilla Junior or the Vanilla Splat Roller can both do a very good job of just completely passing through that checkpoint. And, you know, you don't see too much Object Shredder to counteract that as well, so it's a pretty good safe strat if you need to push through. And just look at these teams. My goodness, is that an 8-player team on a Ikarykou?
Very, very like it looks like it's like Harmonic is going against this behemoth. The Ikarykou with their like their 8-person squad.
Yeah, at least 6 mainstays running the clan tag, and then two that could be mainstays, but also could just be add-ons for this tournament. If you've got a team of that size, you probably have a team for each mode. You're probably very prepared for specific game sets, and hopefully you've got enough practice between all your team members that you're going to be able to function like a team under the pressure that we're about to see in this match.
So what is up with music note? Why does everyone use the music?
Who doesn't like music?
Because we see so many people on the Ikarykou using it, and one person on Harmonic also using it.
Music note is just nice. I like music notes, you know? People like music. Also, Harmonic, I would expect to have music notes more than their opponent. I'm gonna quickly see if this name has translation. Could just be a cool name. Just sounds like karaoke to me. Okay, this team does have a Sendo page. Might be able to get some information. Ooh, okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of information here. We've got some weapons that Kit likes to run, including the 10 attack and the E-leader. Very different roles between those two weapons, but very meta picks for sure.
It's a very different, like a very frontline Slayer with Prize Dragon. The longest range weapon in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate players that can flex like that. It's just obviously not the easiest thing to do. You got to be able to really reach the top level with both skill sets, and that's quite difficult. Nothing but respect for a flex player.
Honestly, considering that it plays leader, I wouldn't be surprised if they just sub them in for every like zone TC sub them in for Rainmaker and Clan Blade.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. Alright, well, I do have confirmation that all the players are in the room, so we shouldn't have to wait too much longer before we get to the next round. I don't know if we'd see a brush in this match. Just checking up on chat. It's an interesting suggestion. I guess Octobrush for tower control could be interesting.
Still the annoying, but it's like still the annoying. But unlike Mako Mart, where you can go under the carousel, you can go like across mid. There's so many different ways to get in. There's only 2 flank routes, and they're very like able to watch them. Very open, easily watched by the enemy team. So.
Absolutely, like this is the Starfish main stage, but if they made the flanks more achievable and more watchable, which is very much why we like this map, I think. Alright, should not be too much longer before we get underway between these two teams. Yeah, we've kind of really talked about everything we could talk about before we get into it. So if you have a team out of these two teams that you favor in chat, and I don't know exactly what time it is in the US right now, I think it's pretty early in the morning. They all have different names then on the roster. Okay, we're just being informed that the in-game names are going to be completely different to what you're seeing here. That is just players be players. No, hang on. I'm misunderstanding.
I am also misunderstanding.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna look away. We should be good to start. Should be good to roll. Yes. Okay. We have a game ready to go. We'll see if we can find out. All right.
There's only one name change.
I see. It was just for figuring out who was on which team, probably.
Oh, and there's a different player on. So, there's someone who wasn't on the roster before, and someone. Timmy.
That's okay.
Very metacom from Ikarykou. Obviously,
Ooh,
the
we
two
do
spots.
have the Octo Brush, though. That was something that chat was suggesting, and we do have it in play here. Zipcaster can be very handy for quickly disposing of anyone on tower, so we'll see if that's how that's used.
Maybe being able to zip cast up to the tent on 10 and being able to stop any crabs that are up there. Could be what they're
Yeah.
going for. Have to see what they do here. The splash here, are just trying to put someone on some offensive pressure with the bombs, just waiting, neutral. I'm
Now,
gonna be blocked.
if they can make it to the first checkpoint, they'll probably pop crab when they get there, but they don't make it all the way. Their teammate is gonna have to do it instead.
Going down
Uh,
to a phantom splat bomb there.
yeah,
Just
wow, that's a great place to put that big bubbler as well. Really, really effective there.
3 down on the side. Harmonic. Machine gonna be pushing in front, gonna be ledge camping.
Oh, the Booyah Bomb as well. That's going to be devastating. We'll almost certainly see a checkpoint clear here. The Brush tries to get the Suction Bomb in position. They do paint the tower, but they do not get the splat. That is going to be first checkpoint cleared.
The crab gonna be watching the top left. Obviously, the brush is gonna
Oh.
play shock on top left. Try and jump on the tower, but the crab's shutting that down completely.
Double crab.
3 going down, double crab. It's Splatoon turn.
Absolutely. Ikarykou clearing 2 of the 3 checkpoints, and it looks like they're going to be able to roll through the 3rd here as well with the Booyah Bomb providing support.
The brush go for Hail Mary, but don't.
No. Yeah, a very strong effort from Ikarykou. They a little unsteady to start with, but the moment they got that momentum rolling, they just flew right through those checkpoints. Harmonic not really having much of an option to unseat them there.
Very well placed, very well timed, and well placed specials. Very being able just like popping the crab, just being able to shut down anything that Harmonic was trying to attempt there.
Probably the most powerful crab on tower play I've seen so far in my Splatoon 3 career. That is quite impressive to see the double crab coming out there with one on the tower and one behind so they can get the lobbed explosive shots in the same location. That was a very nice way to play it. Alright.
To push and keep that momentum. Now we're going into why question mark?
Are we? Yeah, let me double check that.
We played that last time.
Yeah, we've done that one already. We're going to be doing Rainmaker on Wahoo, sure enough. Oh, was round 1 meant to be Mako Mart and it was Wahoo instead? Okay, might have been a mistake on the play there, but that's alright. We will survive, we will move on. So yeah, it looks like we are going to see Rainmaker Wahoo again. So yeah, I mean, the players went along with it, so we're not going to go back in time and make them replay that. We're going to just move on. But hey, yeah, I'm happy to play Rainmaker Wahoo again. That's a good time.
This map, I do expect like an Ink Rush or that Octo Brush coming out.
Yeah. 100%. We've seen that it's in the arsenal, so we will very likely see that in play. Other than that, I mean, there's not going to be any surprises here. Our teams have shown to be very by the books. The only thing we might see is that because Harmonic were pretty overwhelmed there, they might change their comp up, but realistically, I think we'll probably see a bit more of the same here. It's just going to come down to who can really lock down that first checkpoint first, because once you have that, you can play a bit more defensively. You're a bit less under pressure because you've cleared that first checkpoint before your opponent.
Absolutely. But we're getting into this right now. I'm still expecting like 4 or 5 crabs. Oh my god.
Well, there's 2, and 2 slosh booyahs. And there's another 2, that is 4 crabs.
This is the comp of all time coming out from Ikarykou.
I mean, it's a bit of a meme, but it's unfortunately a very effective meme. Yeah. We're gonna see some booyahs canceling crabs. And we're gonna see a lot of crabs. Yep, here's our first one from Harmonic getting out nice and early. They're gonna be able to apply pressure to mid. They do assist with the splat in the center on the first of the sloshing machines. Can they get a foothold here? It looks like we are going to see Harmonic being able to reach that first checkpoint, especially with this wonderful flank from the splash.
Seeing so many specials coming out, just so much passive gameplay. Also, that's just out of these days.
Also, yeah, absolutely. Harmonic not able to get to the checkpoint straight away because they didn't have anyone collecting the Rainmaker. They're in a good position to push forward now, especially now that the Booyah Bomb is spent on the opponent team. It's just a matter of finding that opportunity, that moment where they're not going to get shut down. They go for it, and it's dunked.
There is a splash on the right side. Probably gonna be popping the crab on the right side, gonna trying to make something happen. Just getting everything thrown from the kitchen sink at them. Gonna get taken down. The T-Tech and the brush pushing the rain right to go down on the side of Ikarykou. But the Ikarykou still does have crab and the Booyah. The Booyah just got plopped.
Yeah, I think Harmonic need to be careful here. They are backing up and setting up for a defense because they know that if they get too aggressive with that Rainmaker, they're not going to be able to get any more points. They'll probably just lose players instead. So Ikarykou having to make the first move. They're going to bust out Crab on Plat. The Rainmaker goes for the jump. They're going for the right checkpoint, and they cover it successfully. That is a difficult jump to make because it is much further than the one on the left side. So well done to them. Not only that, but they picked it up and they made
and
a run for it.
And the two of them are behind them.
The opponent's not paying attention. Oh, devastation. Oh, talk us through that play.
The two people still alive on Harmonic had dropped down. It was the and as I'm talking about that play, to wipe Harmonic. Okay.
I mean, Ikarykou, yeah, noticing that the backline had pushed past them, they were able to get it all the way to the Rainmaker goal, and then the panic that ensued over Harmonic allowed Ikarykou to clean up the rest of the players and really get a smooth knockout on that one. Quite chaotic.
I don't honestly, the comp there, that was, I have no words.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree with every sentiment you've just put forward. It's yeah. I mean, I don't know if that came down to really the comp as much as it came down to the players' tactics and sensibilities. They were both playing with pretty similar pieces, but we definitely saw some good strides from Ikarykou in just noticing the opponent's behavior and capitalizing.
Double burst bomb and Greasy bomb, they will take down with chip damage, as well as the Booyah bomb and the crab melee offensive pressure. It's so hard to push just against that alone. I think with how that game went.
I want to disagree with chat. The solo Rainmaker play often fails. I don't I don't want to encourage our players to try that kind of thing without the correct observation.
Yeah, it only worked because the excellent observation there from one of the Ikarykou players. I think it was the Brush. They didn't have a Brush. It was...
well, regardless, I'm just noticing we don't have very long until we start on Clamblitz Sturgeon Shipyard. I mean, it's a tricky clams map. What's your tactical read on this one?
I think from Ikarykou, I don't think we'll see much of a switch up. Maybe an extra splash. Maybe a splash for, like a subbing genie for a splash. Maybe like sticking with the same thing. Who knows? They're probably going by the book. Harmonic's probably gonna have to try and change something up here. Maybe the brush. Maybe countering splashes with their splash.
Yeah.
That's just how the game is. We could see a like tri-slasher come in. I know some tri-slasher.
Getting intel from Army, and it's a great point. The spinners on this map can be make or break with the pushes here. Gives you a really good opportunity to get up.
There's the tri-slasher coming out, but there's a Squiffer coming out on this side of Ikarykou.
Wow.
I really do not know why. I'm gonna have to get this like an essay explained why it was picked here. Sure. There isn't much of a change apart from the brush and side of Ikarykou. There's a war of attrition going on in mid right now. Two going down on each side. There's a jump and a crab on the spinner to be forcing both members of Ikarykou to go back.
Yeah, they kind of have to just hide under this bridge here. It does break line of sight for a lot of things, so It gives them a good opportunity to stay safe, but while you're staying safe, your opponent's getting map control, they're getting clam gathering, and they're setting up for a push. So, very well played pressure from Harmonic, and I'm sure they're keen to convert that into some points. They're gonna need a couple specials to do that, though, I suspect.
The 3 specials on the side of Harmonic. This could be the chance for them to make some offensive share. 3 down going, three going down the side of Ikarykou as well. The splash pushing in. Gets taken down by the Squiffer though. Squiffer, the zip caster coming out for the rush as well.
Yeah.
The front line E-leader coming out to score that.
Zipcaster. Yeah, Zipcaster doing a great job just applying pressure around the spawn. As soon as they spotted the Squiffer take out their friend, they were like, no, I'm not having any of that. And they jumped right up there to get in their business.
This has been very different. This has been a very different last game. Ikarykou, instead of opting for a more chippy damage, by the book metacom, pushing it up completely, and it's not really working out right.
No, it absolutely is not. We have a pressure coming out here from Ikarykou. They've got a power clam ready to go. They're probably keen to get that in place, and with the crab tank getting a pick on snipe, they're probably going to go for the spinner play to get into that basket. And they do. That is going to be the dunk successfully landed. No clams remaining.
That's the splash, and the splash is gonna back up. Harmonic with a great defense there. 3 on spinner, and they will shut them down. Rocket Rush is gonna chase off the splash and get the kill. But for finding a pick onto the Tri-Slosher who was hiding on the spinner.
I think they had a power clam on them, so they weren't going to be very invisible, unfortunately. And, ooh, you love to see the insta-pop of the Ultra Stamp. That's going to give them a nice clean path to the basket. The splash only needs one more clam.
This is a rare moment.
We get a yeet in the chat, please, as this is going to be converted to a scoring opportunity. Wait, hang on. We had a big bubbler under the basket. Where did the power clam go? Flash had a bunch of clams. I don't know. Did they miss? I don't see it.
I don't even see that. Yeah, I don't even. Did they have a power clam?
Flash had 7 clams. I don't know where they went.
Don't think if they had 7 clams.
Did they lose them when they popped crab?
I have popped crab and just not picked up one.
I see. Well, there we go. What was a great opportunity for Ikarykou is now Harmonic's map control. We don't know exactly how it happened, but here we are.
Ikarykou easily bouncing back from the play there.
Oh.
And easily taking back control of it. Squiffer, some nice picks here. They don't really have the power clams to convert into a push. The brush is going to go down. Harmonic going to find a way to force themselves back into it. Tri-Slosher going in. 3 players on the left side. Going to be finding the pick on Tri-Slosher and Splash.
Power clam is in possession now. They have the crab tank to provide cover as well. They're aiming directly at the E-leader to make sure the path is clear. Octobrush isn't able to shut them down quite yet. They get the dunk, and Ikarykou take the lead. A couple extra clams as well. Just for
the Splash alive, but Splash gonna have to back out.
Oh, and they are running for their lives, understandably. So they've had to leave a lot of clams behind. And with 3 specials ready to go on Harmonic, this is looking dangerous for Ikarykou. They may concede this match yet.
Ikarykou may have got the lead, but they gave up so much space and control just for the lead, and that could come back to bite them right now. Harmonic scoring. Taking the lead there.
By 1 clam! Just having the 1 clam ready to go. They do have the brush with the power clam above. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it in. They're being very heavily pressured. They don't! I thought I saw it get extended,
I saw it get extended.
Oh my goodness, well that means that we have a single clam difference. A single power clam from Ikarykou will shut this down.
Only Ikarykou ball is on the right side. It's about to spawn. I don't think
their entire team's down. And that is it. With that power clam despawning, as you pointed out, they do not get any overtime. Harmonic able to get themselves on the board here and save some face in this set. Whew. That was quite the close match. A single clam is all the difference. Good job to Ikarykou for shutting down the additional power clam that was apparently a split second away from landing in that basket. It was very close.
frames separating like 40, 60, 40. Ikarykou, they're expending so much resources just to get the there. Might have cost them expending everything just to get that, which wasn't a big lead in itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, right, where, like, if they didn't expend everything to get that lead there, would they have had the opportunity with the rest of the match? They were already low on time. It's just one of those decisions that you make in the moment. You try your best and you hope it works out.
Yeah.
Well, I do have
where we
the
got to
rest
add
of the
everything.
results from this round as well. This was, again, seemingly the closest set of the round. We have Elevator Music taking the 3-0 against Smart Stick. We have Baugau taking a 2-1 against Team Zaza. That was a presumably close one as well. And we have Greasy Goblins taking the 3-0 against Kirby Car Crash, which means at the moment our two undefeated teams are Baugau and Greasy Goblins, sitting at the top of our bracket. As for the rest of the bracket, we've got Zaza, Elevator Music, Kirby Car Crash, and Ikarykou all on one victory. Alright. So our sets for the next round are going to be Ikarykou versus Elevator Music, Team Zaza versus Kirby Car Crash, Smart Stick versus Harmonic, and Baugau versus Greasy Goblins. Looks like we're going to try for Zaza versus Kirby Car Crash for our next set. See how that pans out.
Are we just gonna call them Car Crash, or are we gonna call them?
KCC. I mean, yeah, Car Crash or Kirby. I'm fine to take the first or the last half. It's 4 syllables, whichever way you split it, we can do. As long as we're not doing B car, that just feels wrong.
Yeah, we're not doing.
We're not doing that. Okay, great. I mean, we can do Kirby versus Zaza. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm okay
I
with
believe
that.
Team Zaza has a curb. This is good.
Oh, Team Zaza has a curve? Then we should probably go Car Crash. That'd be too confusing. Best avoid that danger. Alright. Well, we'll check in with chat here. Data is insufficient as to whether the Squiffer never fails. It definitely did a good job. We saw the Squiffer backing up the Crab Tank a lot when the Octobrush was trying to threaten the Crab Tank. The Crab Tank balled up, bumped into it, and allowed the Squiffer to get the tap shot splat, which is very good teamwork there. Squiffer obviously able to provide quite a bit of fast damage, even up close. So, makes sense. That was a good play.
Squiffer really depends on whether you're able to aim or not.
100%. Squiffer was my Splat 1 main, but back then there were no dualies, people were slower, there was no drop roller, you know, there was just a bunch of things that made it so much easier to play. Squiffer players nowadays have to be absolutely cracked.
Especially with all with how the meta is now, just grab and machine. It's just so much chip damage and squeezer. Squiffer isn't very mobile. It's more just a jumping around trying to hit your shot. So
Absolutely, it's not a map that synergizes with. Sorry, it's not a weapon that synergizes with chip damage particularly well. So yeah, you don't see it too much. So it's always nice to see something special in these games. All right, here's a look at our rosters for Zaza and Kirby Car Crash. We're familiar with quite a few of these players.
Yeah.
I also really love the icon for Kirby Car Crash. Just
noticing we have a Cosmos and a Cod. Kirby Car.
That probably won't get confusing. And we can also have a look at our... well, I mean, we've got a team of 11, we've got 11 players here, team of 5, team of 6. And these are our maps. Now, you mentioned this one earlier. Looks like we're going to be opening on everyone's favorite Hagglefish zones.
Hagglefish zones, favorite. Everyone's favorite map. The reason it's so despised by me.
Okay,
Like,
I just want to clarify. This is a personal gripe and not a community gripe, right? Just checking.
Well, with the people I talk, like the people that I talk, don't like zone.
All right. I have it on
But-
good authority that
but-
some people do stand haggle zones, but let's hear about why it's problematic, at least from your perspective.
So the zone is in the middle, and you're always watching left, the right flank, the only two flanks on the map. But really, what the teams usually do, you're just shooting there, standing there, painting the zone, playing for crab, throwing a fizzy bomb, whatever you're playing. It's really just not fun. It's just boring.
Right,
Yeah.
because it becomes a bit of a stalemate in the middle until specials unbalance it, and you have that overwhelming force to push past the zone and make that fight more interesting. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, and even if you like do attempt to flank, you stop painting the zone, and then the chances of the enemy team capping the zone become a lot higher.
Hmm.
Also, crab's just so volatile in this map. If you just pop crab in mid, it almost forces the enemy team to like back up and stop what they're doing just by existing. Just incredibly volatile.
Makes sense. Is there a way around this splat zone choke point? Is there a strategy you can employ? Like, obviously, we've discussed flanking is very difficult because it's very easy to get noticed. Is there an alternative to that our teams could potentially employ if their opponent was unsuspecting?
I mean, maybe like a zip caster strategy, zipping up from the top, but that's pretty noticeable.
I mean, I guess if you take the low ground, the trench side, the right bush, you could zip cast to climb the wall and potentially get some good picks without anyone spotting you.
Just forcing your way through mid, honestly, like with like for example like a 52 gal or a squeezer, just like walling to take space, or like swimming through all the chaos through mid and just trying to shock and get a pick. And, like, from my understanding, there's no from my personal experience, there's no really an effective way to get past the slat zone's
Yeah.
hellhole. It's just
It seems like Chad agrees with you as well. Like, spamming crab is just the best way to get through this. So let's go watch some crab spam.
yeah, I
Let's get
honestly
that done.
wouldn't be surprised if it's 6.
6.
I
Ooh,
wouldn't be
I mean,
surprised. I don't think there is, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be surprised to see 4. I think 6 is gonna be a high bar. Let's see if we can hit it. I don't think it's impossible. It's just like that means because I'm trying to think of other weapons that have crab.
But
And
if I
Splash
know
is the best at getting crab.
If I know Team Zaza, they're probably not going to. I mean, honestly, Team Zaza might just give up, just run Triple Splash anyway. But they're not really the people to run Splash. They usually play very aggro, aggressive comps.
Right. I mean,
Also-
yeah, from what I know about these players, that 100% lines up. Okay, we do have 3 splashes
Actually,
coming out here.
That's
Kirby
actually
Car Crash,
a lot
actually,
less.
yeah, they're running the... I mean, Tri-Strike makes sense, but also the Gal with the splash wall. Gal being a great weapon at pushing players back, so if we're seeing just everyone
Like I
painting the
said-
zone here...
Like I said, being able to just brute force your way potentially with the wall through the zone. But that being said, the leader does instantly get the pick on the gap.
Yeah,
so-
wow. What a good
And
shot.
that's another volatile thing about this map too. Leader's able to sit under mid. You're not able to pressure the leader. Leader's able to reach all the way through mid. Just if you stand there too long, you could get picked off by a leader. It's just everything long range is able to just pressure. It's just
Yeah, I
not
guess
very-
that's why both teams are running the leader. We do have the counteraction here. The Wavebreaker able to cover the zone in its entirety and really push back the opponent's side. So that's going to give Kirby Car Crash an opportunity to get set up here. And spotting the flank, they're going to probably counter crab with crab.
That's all 3 crabs are popped on the field right. Leader going through the left side, trying to find a pick here, trying to pressure this left side. Gonna be walling it off. Flashes are in mid. Yep, like I said, they're just painting the zone. That's all they're
Yep.
doing.
That's what they gotta do. If they can get that killer whale up, that might be able to provide them some space as well. The gal is nice and set up there. That should allow them lead.
Oh,
And despite the E-leader 2 going down on Kirby Car Crash, actually, lead is in place. So we have quite a bit of checkpoint before we see that flip back.
there is one on the left side, kind of stranded right. Able to jump out of the brush, gets punished. Right down the left side
Ooh.
by that leader. They're dropping onto the right side. Missing the...
We'll pretend we didn't see that. That's totally fine. And we
Oh,
do
we didn't
have
see
Kirby Car Crash back in control after that successful set of punishes. See a lot of...
This is why flanking on this map is so volatile. The leader's literally just watching the right side.
Yeah, 100%. They've got to do it. Wavebreaker is going to provide a bit of dissuasion for Team Zaza to push in, but with one down on either side, it's going to stay neutral for a bit until we see some more permanent pressure, such as a crab.
Crash coming out with the crab, yep, and that instantly forces all of Team Zaza to just move away, and they retaliate with the crab of their own though. But their Splash is able to evade the crab shots and able to find a pick. Crab does find the gal though, but both splashes go down. This could be the time for Crash to take space, go up with their flat, try to start lock up, but the brush is able to pick onto one of the splash there.
Yeah,
and
just
the leader
a bit of
also
time
goes down
as well. That splash was causing some serious problems, so the brush being able to root that out has definitely given them some space to breathe. And with that, we have Zaza in control. The Tri-Strike's going to provide a bit of difficulty to find places to stand. We're going to see some pushing up here from the Gal, as well as the flank from the 10 attack. They do go down. It's 2 down on either side.
Crab forcing the leader to go back. One of the splash on 10. Team Zaza literally just shooting the floor, trying to get their special. That's basically all you can do on this map. Leader does go down. This is probably the time for Team Zaza to go in. 2 go down. Team Zaza does pop a crab. Flash stuck. Nowhere to go. Goes down. Team Zaza is able to take control of zoning. Could be a time for Team Zaza to take it, but no. 2 go down. 2 go down to the leader, I believe. Leader hitting 2 consecutive shots.
Leader absolutely nailing that offensive line there. If they're not able to pressure that leader, they're not going to be able to maintain
Leader's
control.
a problem. Every time Zaza tries to push up, Leader just always hits a shot on one of them.
Always trading back. We do have the leader for Car Crash going down here, but with the map control firmly in Car Crash's favor, don't know how much that's going to matter. They'll probably get the super jump back in before it's been too long.
From Team Zaza's leader there. Like, gonna be pushing and popping that wave breaker. There is a flank.
Oh, the flank!
Staying alive from even though the crab was popped. 2 splashes are on this. Does go down. Unfortunately, very hard to win in that situation.
Yeah, Zaza winning the rest of their fights as well, giving them good control over the map here. They cannot afford a penalty at this point in time, so they are going to have to maintain control.
If they do stay alive, if they're able to stay alive here and let Car Crash panic, and the leader goes down, this is gonna, and the shot goes down as well.
Wow!
Last pitch effort here. They just have to get the zone. The Gal trying to make something happen goes down. It's gonna be a switch.
The last minute lead change, they're able to outpaint the crab and anyone else that comes in. Amazing! The last second win for Zaza. I mean, how did they turn the tide there? What changed?
What changed is the leader didn't. They tried to push up. The leader didn't get a kill there. Instead, went down themselves because their penalty points were down. Caused Car Crash to kind of just panic, especially with the leader going down. Oh god, we have to like do something right now, otherwise the lead's gonna change. It was the shot to go in without waiting for the splashes crab, and the Gal to kind of just go in as a Hail Mary by themselves, and both of them going down because of.
Very good read there. All right, well, with Zaza taking that first game, we're going to be moving on to Tower Control Mincemeat Metalworks. Now, you want to talk about favorite maps in Splatoon 3. We're going to jump into probably the best iteration of Mincemeat out of the 4 ranked modes.
I said we don't like zone taggle. We don't like we hate zones Mincemeat even more. But like TC Haggle, TC Mincemeat is better in iteration. I do still expect to see both leaders on either side, though.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great map for a sniper to hold several good positions that have great visibility over the entirety of the movable area. Most of the reason being that anywhere you can escape to doesn't have cover. So a lot of players are going to have a hard time finding safe places to stand, especially as they're moving through mid on Mincemeat.
uh,
I think we're ready to kick it off.
I think we're ready.
Yeah. Let's just jump right into
Okay.
it. I mean, I don't think we're going to see too much comp changes here. It's a very similar style of map in that there's not a lot of cover. There's a lot of open ground. So
But not getting to see two weapons from Team Zaza, gonna
that's
remain a mystery.
interesting. Okay,
Leader and Stamper. Okay.
Damper. Okay, we're seeing that for the first or second time in this stream, I believe. It makes sense for tower control. It's got that zip caster, which can be quite devastating at dealing with the E leader, and also these charge shots.
I'm surprised no T-Tech's coming. Price strike offensively on tower. Stamper pushing it. He's able to get the leader. The leader really far pushed up there. On a great position. Stamper just rushes them. The Splash is just sharking there, trying to make some get to trade.
I'm loving this
the
Stamper
Gal
play.
the Gal also dropping down, gets taken out by the Team Zaza Splash. Then Splash gets another one, but goes down to the leader.
Yeah, leader getting either a double or a triple there. I wasn't quite sure, but definitely slowing the momentum of this push here. I'd be very surprised if we clear a checkpoint for Zaza right now.
Zaza's been getting the crucial picks, but it's just the leader being there is just slowing down the momentum so much. The Zipcaster gonna try and do something about the E leader. Goes down. The crab getting popped from Team Zaza. The leader getting that nice shot onto the tower. It's just the Zaza alive.
Ooh, and they've given away their position as well, so they are going to be hunted here. They make the very smart decision to jump out. It does mean they're probably going to have to concede this checkpoint, especially with all the offensive measures there, but it could have been a lot worse if they didn't opt
hunting
for
for
that.
their prey. Gonna get a pick. There's two players still on the right side. Gonna be trying to pressure them with that wall, trying to take space, but the crabs come out, forcing the Gal to go back there. Or not.
No, the Gal goes to the tower anyway. Maybe not the most advisable choice.
Does go
the
down
crab
for
tank
that.
shreds any defense that the Gal could put out. So that could be a checkpoint change here if we don't see some significant plays here. We see the
Nice try with that
Inkzuka.
zip.
Yeah,
That was a nice shot from the leader as well. This leader really been shutting down Team Zaza. Defensive aggression.
definitely seems to be the biggest problem. Ooh, leader unfortunately falling through the grate there means they're going to have to reset up at the back and lose a bit of momentum. They're not in the best position. They do jump out, which is very smart, but I don't know if they're going to be back in time.
For a bit. The Zipcaster going to be coming out, trying to pressure that leader. Leader going to be avoiding Zipcaster. Gets the Zipcast. Checkpoint does go down. It's gonna be a lot easier for Zaza to push this tower. They've gone past a crucial choke point. The leader was
Absolutely.
really stopping them on.
If nothing else, that Zipcaster played the time brilliantly. So very good tactic.
The Zipcaster really made the leader choose in going for a tower, going for the Zipcaster.
I think they made the right choice, because if they didn't choose the Zipcaster, they might have been splattered. So, yeah. I mean, it's only 2 minutes left in the game. Both teams have cleared the first checkpoint, so this really could go either way very easily.
Zuka comes out trying to find a pick here. The crabs do force them back. Shot just... Oh, the Stamper does go down, but a Trojan horse of burst bombs coming out onto that Gal. Really picking the Gal up there. And the Zaza...
Oh, Wavebreaker on the tower is going to provide a bit of cover from the E-leader as well.
It actually gets...
Oh, wow!
It does pressure the leader. It just... The chip damage from the Wavebreaker combined with the burst bomb. That Stamper.
Oh, unfortunately, they're not able to get the lead.
Getting the Stamper. But it's able to go down. The rest of the Stamper... Zaza going down.
Absolutely.
This has been the story of the game. The leaders from both teams have been putting on so much pressure. Neither team has really been able to make amazing foothold.
Yeah, well, we are gonna see a score increase here from Car Crash. The
leader
Crab
goes
Tank
down.
is a bit too close to provide too much pressure. They do manage to get the pick, but I don't know here. Zaza don't have a lot of time to get back in position and really get that pressure back going again. It's gonna be
Have to
very
take down
difficult.
that leader if they want to get past that 53.
Yeah. Notably, the leader isn't on the high ground right now. They're behind truck.
It's
So.
an interesting position.
Oh no, they've backed up. They've backed up. They jumped out.
Zipcaster coming. The Zipcaster just rushing the leader. It's
Oh!
gonna get the leader. That's what they needed. That's what Team Zaza needed to be able to start this push. And the Gal going down as well. This could be.
Oh
the
no!
suction-
Oh, suction bomb
they
doesn't
barely
find
able to
anyone.
evade the suction bomb. The crab coming out. The suction bomb ricocheting off the crab. And Zaza
Oh my-
take the.
Can Zaza stop winning in the last 10 seconds? This is really just rude and
The shot able to
inconsiderate.
get two there. This could. Does.
Oh,
them into
I don't know.
overtime.
Yeah,
The leader-
Elite
the
is
leader's
firing on
watching the
tower like
tower.
crazy.
They have to dodge. They have to dodge for their life.
It was some very good dodge work, but if they have to jump off the tower for any reason, it's over. Just takes one good special from Zaza to shut this down.
The leader goes down. Not a very good time to go down. Leader
Ooh.
coming out, trying to make something happen. Crab coming out, and
Oh, the burst bombs and the
Yeah,
crab from the
but
side, they're able to
unfortunately-
shut it down.
unfortunately,
That was so close.
that was a really intense game.
Yeah, that overtime as well. Kirby Car Crash really bringing that one back around. Able to dance around on that tower while the E-leader took several shots.
Like we were saying, the winning pick there coming from the Stamper, just zip casting over to the leader, taking down the leader, really getting rid of their main defense line there. Just and it snowballed from there. The Gal went down after that, and able to take the lead.
Well, two 10-second victories from Team Zaza here. Sorry, final 10-second victories. The scoreboard does not convey how close this is. As we move on to Rainmaker Scorch Gorge, are we expecting a slow match or a quick match from these teams?
A quicker match than the last two. The last two have been very stally, very. There's been one leader on each team, so especially the last match, leaders were really like the cornerstone of the defenses. But now I don't really see why you would pick a lead. I think teams could switch off the leader here and probably go for something more aggressive. We could see like a Tetra. This is a very open map, very good for very like aggressive weapons like the Tetra.
Yeah, we haven't seen a Tetra so far today, so that would be quite a little surprise. Yeah, especially with the numerous grates that appear on this map. Or, well, I should say the particular grates that give you easier access to the opponent's spawn if it's not being watched. Tetras would have a pretty quick time getting over there.
Yeah, it's just
It's so unsafe. I know. Like, most people are going to push Elbow because Elbow has a lot of cover. Elbow is quite difficult to defend. So I know we're going to see Elbow 90% of the time. I'm just trying to think of, like, alternate plays and strategies that might surprise us here.
flanking from the grates could be because flanking from the grates is so risky unless you're like a duel. You can dodge roll over the grates.
Right. Yeah, 100%. It's such open field, and it leads directly into where the enemy is going to be set up for their defense anyway. So very unlikely to see the Rainmaker traveling that path, but maybe later on we might see some flanks or some super jumps in that area. Who knows? I personally really like Inkling for this map because there are some very good spots for it. So hopefully we'll see something like
I
that.
believe we're getting into the match.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's kick it off. We are going to move on. Rainmaker Scorch Gorge, I mean, yeah, we've talked about it a little bit. It's going to be a bit more high-paced than our last matches. Going to see a bit more aggression coming out of these teams.
And the blob lobber switch. The leader
Yes!
switching to the blobber and the leader staying, which I really didn't see coming. Shot switching to splash switch. It is splash.
Yeah. Now, the Blob Lobber, especially with some Object Shredder, is a great Rainmaker shield popper. I believe this iteration of the Blob Lobber also has Ink Storm.
And as you can see, just the Blobber being able to pop that Rainmaker does manage to get a pick onto one flash it. Crab's coming out, gets another pick. Is probably the time for Zaza. The Gal also goes down. This is very different. Zaza's been putting up so much more offensive pressure and getting that lead. 2 down again. Team Zaza is just cleaning house right now.
Excellent.
Pushing through that elbow checkpoint, which normally is very hard to get through, but is just because of the amount of crucial picks they've been getting, just a cakewalk for them to just go through. The Rainmaker will be running, getting a pick. The Rainmaker running it to 17. The Crab on top of Goal, going to be stopping it though. It's the 2 splashes alive. Side of Team Zaza. The splash kind of cornered right now.
Now, notably, this is a very hard map to get a knockout on. So any Rainmaker that gets onto that ramp is a very hard score to beat. So I feel like even though Zaza's push is stalling out right now, I think they have a good chance to win with that score. It's just going to come down to how well they can set up their defense from here on out.
Yeah. As the choke point here is it's very hard to push through, but Zaza had a very easy time, but they made it look easy, but it's not as easy to look.
No, absolutely not. And the splash flanking the E-leader as well worked out really well for them. That was not guaranteed to work out.
The splash flanking on the side of Push Car. Could be fun to block, but not anyone else. They do pick up the Rainmaker, but there is all 4 alive for Team Zaza, so this is a really awkward time to push. And a Crab coming out and snipe.
Abdul!
3 go down, Team Zaza. This could be another. The checkpoints could be taken down. The splash is able to luckily find onto the Rainmaker.
Very
honestly, that
fortunate
could have been disaster if Crab didn't find it.
Absolutely, and with the splash 50% of the way to Crab again, they should have a good chance at shutting down any future pushes before they reach that ramp. We do have the super jumps coming in on the far side checkpoint. Those are going to get cancelled out.
So much chip damage. The blob blobbing on the right side, applying so much gel and flash.
Yeah, Kirby Car Crash was keen to get the lead in that instance, and I reckon they might have ruined their momentum a bit by being so aggressive with those jumps. With only half the match left to go, they've cleared the checkpoint, so they at least have that squared away, but pushing elbow, as you mentioned, very hard to do in the best of circumstances. So getting past that point and then continuing the push is going to be nigh impossible to do in one go.
This has been such polar opposite from both games. Both games are very neutral game, both very like stally games. This one has just been wipe after wipe, but each team getting like 3 down and then just instantly pushing. It's been such...
Oh yeah, very contrasting. Very contrasting to our previous games. I did also notice Kirby Car Crash keen to use their crabs as soon as they get them. In their last push, instead of using them to get over elbow, they use them to just shred the Rainmaker shield. Here they're going to use it to try to pressure out this Bloblobber, and they do eventually land it with the explosive shots coming in from
going
both
so
sides.
far, so into Plaza spawn, and able to stay alive.
A concerning amount. They've stayed up despite the crab.
So far deep in.
Wow, with not even a splash wall for cover. That is some bold plays.
That is, you've got to have some.
Serious cojones to get that far. With a minute left, now this is what I anticipated. Kirby Car Crash had the Rainmaker in the position they wanted. Oh, but they go down to the burst!
That is a Bloblobber moment. The Blob couldn't get the pop there, and Bloblobber getting the Rainmaker so fast where they could react, and both members of Kirby Car Crash go down. But there is a...
Yeah, I mean, that's why you run Blob in this circumstance. Just able to very much clean up what was a dangerous situation for them. As I was saying, like, it's very difficult for Kirby Car Crash to make it all the way to the ramp in one go, but in 2 goes, it's quite doable. So shutting that down was a very adept maneuver for Team Zaza, and it's pretty much locked in the game for them at this point. I don't see a way that Kirby Car Crash can make it all the way.
You can really see the panic starting to set in from the splash right now, trying to make something happen, pushing really far into elbow. Trying to pop crab here. Really pretty early crab with still 10 seconds remaining. The retaliation crab coming out from Team Zaza, and even though they've got mid control right now, I don't see a way Kirby Car Crash is going to be able to pull this back.
Well, they've done everything they need to do to keep overtime alive. They've got another crab coming out as well, but the Inkstorm's going to shut down the elbow for a good amount of time.
The Gal
They're
going
losing
down
players
there
now
is
as well.
nuts. Is is near game ending, but the Baugau coming out is not able to find the range. The blob's just blobbing onto that right side is literally just denying them access to go to push. They're like, no, you're not allowed to push here.
Half their overtime is spent and they haven't even reached the elbow yet. The Rainmaker's doing everything they possibly can. They're playing this perfectly, but unfortunately their team not quite able to get the picks as quickly as they need. Inkstorm comes out again, gonna shut down that elbow for the second time. I think they're out of time here.
I don't see how they're gonna be able to push this in seconds. The blob lover just kind of... Yeah, I think this is the game locked up at this point. 6 seconds left. They can't... It's not enough time to just run.
No, even the Hail Mary, not gonna make it. Oh, it was a great effort though. I mean, they did everything they possibly could to stay in that game. Kirby Car Crash really showing they had the skills to make it all the way. But Zaza with that early game score was just too hard to beat.
And Zaza with that 3 of Kirby Car.
Absolutely. Very strong effort from them. That is going to put them in good standing for the rest of the tournament. As not an easy opponent they've just taken down. Other scores I have reported here. We have Ikarykou has taken 2-1 against Elevated Music. We have Harmonic taking a 3-0 against Smartstick. And we have Greasy Goblins taking the 3-0 against Baugau, meaning that Greasy Goblins is our only remaining undefeated team in the tournament. It's gonna fall upon potentially Team Zaza to take that match off them.
Team Zaza.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll see if they can manage it as we move through to our 4th round here. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Smartstick at the bottom of the ladder here. We saw some very good plays from them early on. I really thought
their comps are very mixed. Like, they have very interesting ideas. Like, the ideas are very interesting with the kind of run. Double solution that we saw, and double fizzy with the Luna. And
maybe I just have a penchant for innovation. Maybe that's clouding my judgment here.
I like the innovation too. It's just like sometimes it might not work against certain comps other teams run.
Yeah, there's a map and a mode for each comp. Makes sense. All right. Well, with that done, we are going to move on to round 4. Looks like we might be grabbing. I'll wait to announce it. Don't want to get anyone too excited. Although chat seems pretty excited already. We got some good blob moments that last game, for sure.
There's definitely some. Blob was just a very interesting pick, but just like a very innovative pick and a very good pick, as we found out. Just able to constantly, because they even if it was just 2 of them alive, they wouldn't have been able to probably wouldn't have been able to out-pop that blob.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Blob and Rainmaker have always had a nice pairing. It's great for creating just lots of pressure that really shuts down movement. So, yeah, like it was common in Splat 2, and I'm happy to see it still doing the numbers in Splat 3. Alright, I can confirm our next match is going to be Harmonic versus Elevator Music. So, yeah, those teams currently are, I think, 6th and 7th on the standing. So, chance to see some interesting comps here. And hopefully we get a nice close set.
Absolutely. I don't know much about Elevator. We did see Harmonic earlier on the stream, I believe.
Yes.
There. Unless I kind of forgot what they ran. All I just remember is just the double slash and double machine.
Yeah. Yeah. The double splash, double machine. That was that Harmonic? I think that was Ikarykou that was running that. I think Harmonic were just running very standard meta comps from memory. Could be wrong on that, of course. Elevator music. We've got the rosters up on screen here.
We've got the Harmonic versus Elevated music. That's two musical kind of names here.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Elevator music, very background, non-invasive. Maybe their
music.
strategies will be like that.
They don't have the music.
No, they don't have the music note. Harmonic running the music note, but not as many as Ikarykou were. Oh boy.
Ikarykou with like 6 feet.
All right, well let's check out what our maps are gonna be for this set. Now, I believe round 4 we're going to be starting with Clam Blitz on Undertow Spillway. We haven't seen Undertow yet today. It is an interesting Clams map. Do you want to talk us through Clams on Undertow?
Clams Undertow, it's very kind of small, and Undertow's known for being a very good machine map. It's very rocky. There's not really any flat kind of territory. Very easy to just like machine to really take advantage of angles, like its area of effect on Undertow, and also fizzy bombs also help being able to kind of fizzy down the left lane and the right lane, and also through mid into and under the enemy's basket. So it's a very good machine map there. I mean, I just know it's a very good machine map. It's very small. I don't really have that much else to say about it.
No, I mean, that's some great insight. Like, machine is a very popular weapon, so we can expect to see those in effect. Is it a good map for Crab?
Everything's a good map for Crab.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a trick question, really. I knew what the answer was, but I just kind of wanted to open up the discussion for it. There is quite a bit of cover on this map, and there are some very odd angles. Like, we have the divider in the middle of the map, so if your Crab is on one side or the other, there's cover there. And there are large pillars near the baskets that allow for very sneaky plays, as well as very safe plays.
Also note that there are a few zip cast spots. You're able to, I believe, you know, the glass area. If you're on the right side of the glass area, you're able to like zip on the wall, like go behind, like around the back end of the top glass area, and like make anyone. I don't know if I explained that very well.
Oh, I think I'm picturing what you're describing.
And then like, say if you're an Octobrush, for example, you're able to just rain down ink like above anyone who's on that glass area. So very interesting zip spots. I wouldn't be surprised if saw any Stampers or Octobrushes.
Yeah, okay, I like it. All right, well, I believe we are not far away from starting this one off. Obviously, being Clam Blitz, we need to think about the spawn areas as well. There's a lot of far, I say far, there's a lot of inconvenient clam spawns on this map, so any kind of mobility that teams can bring to this will really allow them to rack up clams a lot faster than their opponent.
The small nature of this map and just terrain just really affects the clam spawns. And we're getting into the match right now. See, and the Octobrush coming out, the zip thing I was talking about could happen right now.
Yeah.
And Stamper, 2 zip cast away. No machines.
Ooh,
I'm
but I
actually
do
surprised
like
about.
a heavy splatling here on Potato. Wavebreaker especially is very good for this map because it plays well with the elevation changes. So I'm excited to see that in play.
The Splatoon 3 classic instant crab coming out within the first 20 seconds. But isn't able to find anyone and gets punished instantly.
Yeah, I like to see it. The mobility on elevator music, able to get around that crab tank. And how do they have so many points already? What the heck?
I don't even know. I didn't even see what happened. All I saw was I didn't get to see what happened because I was too busy watching the Stamper zip caster. But they're scoring even more.
Oh,
there's 2 down somehow on the side of Harmonic. This is very... Harmonic probably starting to panic right now. They're getting traded. They're down to 8 points. It could be a KO.
Oh, there's only the Blaster left. I don't think the Blaster's going to be able to get in against all this pressure. They get a pick, but I think
get another pick, and they go down.
Oh, I mean, they came close, though. That was a 95-point opening push. You do not see that very often. I mean, how do you recover from this? What do you do if you're Harmonic?
But if you're Harmonic, they can do it. We can also have. Well, that's not really a good mindset to have. Well, not really a good thing to think, but like you've got to keep a positive mindset right now. You can't really panic. You can't be trying to make hero plays right now.
Hmm.
Just trying to go in by yourself and make it not strategy.
Yeah, you got to keep those fundamentals solid. Uh, all right. Well, with elevated music with such an amazing score, they're probably not in any kind of a rush to get under the basket. Probably just going to use their weapons from a distance to provide that cover fire to prevent their opponent from moving in close.
And
Ooh!
Sam for getting the pick onto the crab. I didn't take a pick the back
That
players right from
was
there.
amazing. Just catching the tip of the head of that crab tank player, and shutting them and another player down.
Well,
I
too
mean,
bad. Harmonic saying he took down one crab. Oh well, his
yeah, exactly. They have plenty of crabs where that came from. They
it's
do
a
have a
crab
power
ring.
clam ready now, and they've still got half the match to go, so they don't have any supplementary clams. So if they make a push now, they're going to really need to get some splats if they want to increase that scoreline.
That's
Oh, and the
Harmonic trying
heavy
to
up
make
on glass.
trying to make stuff happen, but Loving Music is such a solid hold. The difference could be having that heavy splatling. Harmonic is a very short range. She is not really able to push in.
Yeah, and we haven't seen the Octobrush use Zipcaster very much to unseat that heavy. I mean, it'd be much more effective against a single shot long range. The fact that it's a heavy as well means they have to be a lot more careful. They're going to try and make that kind of push. Heavy is able to shut that down there. Sorry, no, that wasn't the heavy at all. I
That's a
just thought it
splash.
was. Yep, that was the splash. We do
Crab
have
really
elevated
dropping.
music losing some players here to another crab tank. So there is a chance for a push here. It's just, will it be a 95-point push?
That is the question. Elevator music
Ooh.
probably with some clarity, knowing that even if we do get wiped at the score, they do have to get 96 points in order to us. So probably helping them right now. The pressure is on Harmonic, and that could be weighing on them. With
Absolutely.
about a minute left to go. As you can see, the splash running it, and three of them just walking straight into the heavy.
Oh
That's what
my
I'm talking about.
goodness.
They all panicked on standing in. They all just ran straight into the
And a
heavy, lining up for
45-point
him.
penalty disappears in smoke.
Just lining up for that heavy, all going into net, and heavy just nailing all of.
Dang. I mean, so I know a lot of people would like to describe the Splatoon 3 Clan Blitz meta as a very neutral game. Oh, I love that. They've coordinated their poses. You don't see many Power Clams actually making it to the basket because people play very defensively. But Elevator Music were able to, once they had the clams they wanted, flick a switch and just annihilate their enemy team. Because they were able to do that so effectively, we saw points just disappear off the scoreboard in seconds. And that is scary to play against. That is a terrifying prospect for Harmonic to face down.
Getting into. Actually, I just got informed. Two American teams. It's pretty nice to see even the American playing in a Australian time zone tournament, learning the pain that we have to go through to play in their tournaments.
100%. I don't
Getting
know
to
which way it's more fair to be. I'm just like thinking about it. Like it's morning for them, right? So it's not as bad as us having to stay up at like 3 a.m.
getting into this next map where Splat Zone time. This is a leader map if I've ever seen one. It's kind of like Brine Water where you can set up your leader on the middle of on Woody Cap Zone. Set up your leader on the middle on that little block in zone. It's just you're able to reach the great. You're able to reach a bit into the enemy side, and the enemy isn't really able to drop on the right side. Player's able to watch the right side, and they're not able to poke from the little gray area, the little snipe area. So it just makes it a lot more difficult to push in. You have
Yeah,
a leader.
100%. We do have some fun little areas for fights on the side. that might be able to avoid the leader's gaze, but if you are pressuring the zone, you are going to be in their line of sight. So you're going to need to make sure that you have either a crab or some very quick maneuvers to get up to that leader and scare them off. And also a quick apology to chat. I got my times the wrong way around. Yes, it is hard for them right now. It is 2:50 a.m. EST. So
We're getting into this match. Triple splash and leader. Oh boy. Triple splash leader coming out from Harmonic. They've said enough is enough.
enough is enough. We're
ripping
gonna
it.
play
We're
exactly
ripping-
meta.
We had 2 crabs before, but 2 crabs is apparently not enough. We're gonna bring out a third. 3 is the charm number, and the very interesting comp coming, elevated music. A very kind of massive comp with the flings are just the farm missiles, and they do pop missiles right there.
It's a very
And an
Splat 2 comp, isn't
And
it?
it is working. They do get two down. They do manage to take out 2 splashes, and the Stamper able to trade with the splash. Leader not really able to do much for Harmonic, and it is elevator music. They're not really able to do much right now. They don't really have a leader, like I said, to set up on the middle and pressure, and that allows for Harmonic to easily set up the crabs on their snipe and just push in the 3 crabs that they have access to.
Yeah, absolutely. The wave breaker on the side of the map as well, they're going to provide a bit of extra pressure. Harmonic not really able to establish footing in the way that they would like. And I think part of that is due to the fact that the weapons we have coming out here from elevator music have so much utility. Stamper's able to dance around, the Flings is able to apply a lot of vertical pressure, and the Explosher is helping everyone in their fights.
So
It
much
is
displacement,
looking
so
pretty
much
open and
the
shut.
missiles. Like, this is looking like the game right now. They popping 2 crabs for desperation.
Oh, it's
They
not
do keep
enough!
up- Hey, it's 2 crabs is not enough to cap
Oh
the
my
zone there.
goodness.
Just able to outpaint.
That zone looks 50% yellow. I'm very surprised we didn't get neutral there.
I'm honestly surprised that went the way.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I really thought that 2 crabs would be able to cap that zone. But elevated music proving that their off-meta comps are really something to be feared.
A lot of displacement there. The exploit just being used and being able to slosh onto the plat, and also displacement for the missiles just obviously just doing missile things, just kind of forcing you to move around.
Missile doing missile things. Sounds like Splatoon 2 all over again.
Weird special in Splatoon 2.
Now we're moving on to tower control on Museum do Foncino. This is a very fun tower control map. I know that it is quite favored by some very specific weapons. I'm wondering what we're going to see from elevator music. They've had some very interesting comps thus far. And with the amount of mobility and secrets you have access to, I say secrets, I mean like surprises that you can throw onto your opponent. I want to know what they're going to use to utilize that.
If I'm obviously, I know this is a good leader map, but if I'm elevator music, I think that I don't think, especially after the last 2 games, I really don't think they would run leader here. I think they might opt for like a more aggressive comp with 2 of the splashes, a junior for bubble to clear checkpoints. Also be. I know machines go on this map because you're able, like a ledge camp. Like I said, there's able to, because there's just one like a big cutoff on plat where it's just like ledge, and the machine is able to kind of just sit under it, just kind of slosh onto the plat and potentially.
Absolutely, and it's such an important place to hold as well, because while the tower path does go around the other side of the large spinner, anyone who wants to flank the tower is going to be taking that route. And if you want to cover it without even putting yourself in any danger in any way, such a good weapon for that.
I do think we're getting into the match right now, and yes, we are. Tower control on Museum. I have to see what I want to do this time around, and going with a very aggressive comp, like I said, unless.
Nothing too surprising here, actually, from Harmonic.
Wait, Harmonic.
The E-leader is coming out from elevator music.
Am I mixing things up? Harmonic's in.
It could. I mean, that's what the overlay says. I'll trust it for now, just based on the comps that we're seeing. Yeah,
Pretty
okay, that
different
looks correct.
stuff from
It's
Harmonic.
just weird because they've kind of flipped weapon styles, right?
And like I said, like I didn't think they were gonna play leader, and they're playing a much more aggressive kind of comp, kind of just with a try strike for defensive pressure instead of just a leader. But that is kind of coming back to bite. Just the Stamper just terrorizing and having a leader of their own, the leader kind of being able to run free. Another leader to pressure them right now.
Yeah, I don't blame Harmonic for changing tack because, like, they've had 2 matches which were very not in their favor. So, changing speeds here might actually work out for them. That being said, they're already sitting at a pretty unfortunate position in this game. They have the tools to disseminate their opponents. See if they can pull it off.
Unfortunately, that is 2 down on the side of Harmonic. The crab and tri-strike weren't enough. The zip caster does go down as well. It's just the machine. The machine shock on the right side, so I thought they backed up for a second.
Ooh!
It's able to get 2 picks there. But the bubble does come out with the genie. Towers are pretty uncontested right now. One of them, it looks like they got crushed by the tower there, but obviously not. Elevated music just really waltzing through their spawn right now. It's just the machine on the top. Team's able to poke the tower, force them off tower, but not able to get a pick right.
No, and with no
Leader-
checkpoint in between them and... oh no, there is still a half
Slash
checkpoint there.
Slash was playing Protect the President there, body blocking the charger, getting the pick on the machine there. He's still able to poke the tower. Is really what's stopping Elevated Music from getting that KO right now.
I mean, you mentioned that as we were setting up, it's such a good pick for this map because of all the angles it can play. That it really is saving the day here and allowing Harmonic to stay in this game. We're almost halfway through our time already, and Elevated Music have such a dominant control. We really need to see some splats in mid from Harmonic,
Oh my
and we
goodness,
just are not
3
seeing
down. Harmonic, the splash is on the tower. Slash is being really bold right now, does jump out. I think they were trying to get the first checkpoint. Just 4 of them rushing the tower, obviously wasn't enough. The machine and the brush combined, able to get the Stamper there. Octobrush doesn't die to the bomb, somehow.
With shield, big bubbler on tower, it's going to be very hard to push up into that space. The Octobrush is trying their absolute
Octobrush
best
is
to pressure the
moving,
E-leader.
but the leader able to hit that shot on the zip caster. Octobrush was schmoving, avoiding that wave break. So was Stamper. This is the story of this game. I swear, every neutral game, every time there's neutral, it's always Harmonic going 2 down, 3 down. Harmonic needs to change something. They need to get the picks here. Elevator just keeps getting the crucial pick to keep mid control and start pushes. Elevator Music is just getting more chances at pushing, and I think that's the difference.
Absolutely. Well, with 1:30 left to go, Elevated Music keen for that knockout. They want to end this one as they have the others. 2 going down there, and that's the
a
wipeout. Okay, they need to get into mid here. They need to be aggressive. If they don't get picks here, they're going to just reset as they have the last few times. And look at them all just diving onto the opponent plat. They are keen for the picks. They know what they have to do.
But the machine trading for the Stamper, I believe, that is... Okay, the brush sharking on the enemy plat on that slow spinner there. The leader dropping.
Ooh, interesting
And
play.
then instantly jumping out, trying to get the pick, but missed the shot. The splash goes down, and the brush goes down. This is looking like the same situation. Last 4 minutes. They do get the first checkpoint, but there's only 2 of them really alive. But they somehow, even with the jumps in, do manage to get 2 down. They manage to get 2 picks on the side of elevator. The leader on top right, the Stamper goes down. The leader able to pick the flash right there. The leader on top right really stopped the push for him.
Absolutely. We had the shot just trying to hide underneath and catch anyone who dropped down, but no one did. We do have the second checkpoint cleared as well. Harmonic's panic is converting into points.
3 members went down on the side of elevator music, but the leader got the last 2 people on tower, stopping the push by themselves, and this with one down on each side, the Stamper behind them.
Oh, and no overtime because there was already someone present and the leader just didn't go down. We even saw a tri-strike on their possession. They were able to bail out in time. I mean, yeah, I just can't undersell here. Elevator Music changing their comp every time and yet perfectly able to outplay Harmonic. Even when they were able to change tack there at the end, we saw some adaptation, and Elevator Music shut that one down.
Absolutely. It was Harmonic wasn't able to keep up with the and I don't think Elevator Music really set the tone, or really set the pace for the set.
100%. Yeah, those knockouts early on, I mean, the Clan Blitz one admittedly wasn't a very quick knockout, but it was such an aggressive play early on that earned them so many points that there was really nothing they could do. So yeah, Elevator Music just really dominating that set. Well done to them. Other set results we have here, Greasy Goblins taking the 3-0 against Team Zaza. Can they be stopped? It seems unlikely. And Ikarykou is taking the 2-1 against Baugau, placing them in the second place on the standings. We are still waiting on the final match result from Kirby Car Crash and Smart Stick. It is currently 1-1.
I don't really know what to say. These have been some pretty interesting sets that I've seen so far. Like, we've seen some unique kind of comps. We've seen some very meta comps come out. I think we're going to the final round.
Yeah, so the final round of the Swiss bracket is going to be up next. We don't have the matches yet because we're still waiting on a result from Kirby Car Crash and Smart Stick. So once we have that result, we'll have our final round, and then from there we will do a top cut elimination, I believe, to determine the winner of the tournament. Now, as it is the 2-hour mark for this stream, I might be ducking out now. I think Will's on standby.
It's break time.
Yeah, we'll just double check with them because I have somewhere I need to get to. Yes, I know it's 5 rounds. I'm just hoping they can drop in because it's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay, great. Because yeah, if we could get Quill in, I will probably duck out. Are we taking a break?
Break time? Commercial break.
Maybe break? Maybe commercial break? Maybe the commercial break?
Announcing their official sponsor for Reef Rushdown.
Okay, well, yeah, I think if that case, we are going to throw to break while we wait on that last match result. So we'll be back in probably only 5 minutes or so with the remainder of this set. I've been Yeson. Tiger will be continuing on with you. So please enjoy the rest of Reef Rushdown.
Welcome back to Reef. Welcome back to Reef Rush. Okay, we're live. I just thought we weren't for a second. Anyway, welcome back to Reef Rushdown. I'm joined by Quill.
Hello.
Who's the new commentator? Joining me, replacing guest one at the dip. We're watching Greasy Goblins versus Ikarykou. How do you say it?
Yeah.
The team with like 6 music notes. I don't know what's up with that.
How many players do they have?
It's like
Is
8.
that- Oh, it's
Someone
actually
who wasn't listed on the roster played them in the last stream.
Oh,
Obviously, I think me and you are pretty familiar with Greasy Goblins. they're the greaser.
best team in OCE. It's now round 5 of Lana Shore, which is the group stage. After this round, we will be moving on to the top cut and the 2 divisions that will be made, the standings that we will have. I believe it's called, the name's so weird. Atoll for the gold bracket and Barrier for silver. Now we're just waiting for them to ready up.
Let me see if I can find a map
Hmm,
this
that would
round.
be quite.
If I could find it.
What?
I can't find it.
Oh, we have it right now on the live. First match is going to be Rainmaker Haggle.
Rainmaker Haggle.
What?
This is it's not zone haggle, so I like it a lot more. We have this map is very fast paced. There's a jump that you can do first checkpoint. If you get the first checkpoint, there's a jump that you can do that takes you from, I believe, like 68, 70 points to around like 33, which is a big leap in points. A lot of teams are going to be aiming to do that jump right there.
Yes. Another factor also is when the enemy does get the checkpoint, it's very essential to not get locked out if they do have control of your plat and their 10th, especially 10th with Crab. So hopefully, these teams will be competent enough to not let that happen. Although Greasy Goblins are known to be very fast-paced, them being +2 players. So
but they're playing with Toby, the Dynamo player, so I don't know how the
yeah.
fast pacedness might be slowed down a bit.
True, they do have Toby on the roster. Surprising, actually. I saw their logo as well. They just slapped in Toby and a dynamo at the middle of the logo. That was funny.
Ikarykou, though, last time they were on stream, they did run really heavy meta comp, and we are getting into the match now. Very interesting comp coming out. The Tri-Slusher and Dynamo coming out from Goblins, and a Charger as well. And a very meta comp coming out from Ikarykou. 2 splashes, and a shot.
Now it's gonna be a matter of getting first checkpoint, which not really surprisingly, since they do have more bombs, it's just a burst bombs for Ikarykou. And now it's going to be neutral until someone gets a pick off, which now they just did.
The Crab wall banging the other
God.
splash there. And the Dynamo goes down. That's a wipe for Ikarykou.
He's capitalizing. Yes, they're pushing right now to the plat, which is very good. They took 10th as well. They're competent enough to realize that that's very essential for them to get the final checkpoint.
The Toxic Mist trying to prevent them from getting that.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop anything though. The Charger going down. The Dynamo trading. The Crab on top left. The Price Slusher getting a pick. What? That didn't look very. The Ink Jet getting popped. In my opinion, a really bad special, but let's see if it can do it. Switching splash. Ikarykou getting Ink Jet back. Jet not finding any. Busy Bomb's just going to be an annoyance, right?
Yeah, it's a matter of them getting back to mid. That is for Greasy Goblins, since they still don't have lead. They have to fight a 27 deficit point, which is going to be monumental. But with this back, it could be helpful, but...
1v1. There was a flank there, shutting down the push Greasy Goblins trying to start there, and the machine is able to get that splash. And the Dynamo as well. Toby
nice
not able to. They're not able to capitalize. The Ikarykou could keep getting the crucial picks right now.
It's essential also that Greasy Goblins should win this because of the fact that they have next the 3,000 player from Australia, best player for Rainmaker of the West, I would say. So, but I'm not gonna be too much. I'm not gonna be too much pressured
That
into.
was a nice back shot by Link taking down the rain.
Was that a lob? Holy!
Yeah, it was a pretty nice back. Talking about how Greasy Goblins fast pace with the Dynamo and Charger, their pace is really slow compared.
Weapon-wise, yes, but they have to keep up with their game mechanics if they want to be as fast as Ikaryu's defense right now. Although they do have the tactical buff, so let's see if they're gonna break. Check.
Problem that I'm noticing already is the Dynamo Sprinkler and the Tri-Slusher getting, and the vac is able to get the checkpoint, but not able to follow up. It's just the Charger alive. Obviously, not killed that much. It does back out. Ikarykou able to stop him from getting too much. The Charger gets an amazing pick. Able to stop the flank on the left side. Flash does go down. Rebby going down. They're going. Ikarykou pushing the left side. The machine just painting for the rain because the Charger does stop that push though. The Charger really shutting down. Aggressive pushes. Ikarykou right now. 2 go down on the side of Ikarykou. This looks like the end of the push.
Yeah, seems so. My apologies, by the way, for the first pop. Greasy Goblins did not have the bomb advantage. In fact, they only have a sprinkler, toxic mist.
Yeah,
So yeah, so it's even more impressive that they got the first pop there. Now that they're starting a push, they have back as well. They're going in. That Rainmaker needs to make the jump if they do want to get the point
splash
lead.
does go down. There's a huge. They don't have the jump,
they can
but
get it.
the splash goes down. It's just the Tri-Slusher and the Splash alive. The Tri-Slusher gets the kill though. It's
Nice
just
one, Nix.
it's just a Tri-Slusher alive. The jump's coming in. They do get the Ikarykou does get the pop. The B-shot does go down. Jet is not able. They take the lead.
And
Nice lead there. Toby just running it. The Tri-Slusher going to jump out now. Is not able to jump out and they're wiped out.
that's unfortunate, but they do have 1 minute left to push for them to get 12 points since they're facing a 13-point deficit right now. It's going to be hard, I assume, though I believe the machine was running LDE, so it might not be as hard as they can. They just need to pick off the Dynamo and the Charger, which they just did.
On the left side,
Oh,
the
but
grab on
that's
the left hand, making the Rainmaker drop, forcing them to back out. There's only 30 seconds left. There's not much time. Greasy Goblins doesn't really have that much defensive weapons. They only really have a Toxic Mist, stop them from going through the jump, and like a Dynamo, which is it's Dynamo.
Yeah.
5-shot weapon. Jet coming out.
Oh, this
able to
RM
find it.
though.
The Rainmaker has only 13 seconds left. He's gonna have to go for a Hail Mary play here, and they go down.
They lost the
It's
Rainmaker.
a really bad spot on the right side. They're going for the pop, and Link managing to get a double and a triple there as well, ending the game.
That was next, by the way, on Tri-Slusher, which is surprising because I would yeah, I would
talk about that.
assume I would assume Link to be on the bucket as well. Nice play.
That was some really nice play for both. Fortunately, for Greasy Goblins, found the win for them. A little disconnect there. Yeah, that match was that was a very back and forth match due to the nature of Greasy Goblins comp. It was very like it was the faces of each weapon were very different. The Tri-Slusher to kind of it was not really a good kit right now. It's getting an okay kit later. Not very good kit right now. Not just really relying on that main weapon. Obviously there is. Is back. And then Ikarykou with a very by the books coming out well for them until the last minute of the game. Greasy Goblins with the crucial picks onto the splash, which were able to.
At this point, they are forced to play meta, double splash, a machine, stuff like that, because it's a granted that they will get outplayed mechanically by Greasy Goblins. All of them are +2, you know. But they did put up a good fight. That 27-point lead was really surprising. I did not expect that to be achieved by Ikarykou, but it's nice.
We're jumping into the second mode right now, which is Clambless Inkblot, I think. We've played, I think it is Clambless Inkblot. Anyway, this could be, I could see a machine coming out from Link here. The machine, because Link is known to be playing machine, and this is a really good machine map, just able to ledge camp on those under those ledges on Clambless Inkblot and take advantage. And yeah, as mentioned in chat, you're able to. I honestly expect meta from both teams here, as we'll just crab on those right stacks, put pressure, right stack and left stack, put pressure into the enemy team spawn. We should be jumping in the second map
That's
soon.
true. To elaborate on why machine is going to be very essential here, this is a ledge camp map.
Yeah,
Mid to
that's
plat,
it.
it's very hard. And as mentioned by chat, stacks also it's very good for a slosher to be posted up there, especially that it has a lot of
We're jumping into the match right. There is no machine coming out from like a slosher, which is close enough, and Ikarykou
Oh.
kind of sticking with their bread and butter, which is meta. Except they're switching a T-Tech. I don't believe they had before. See Goblins kind of playing more off meta right now. They do have Toby, which is the Dynamo one itself. Right now, this is kind of the same opening as last match. See Goblins getting heavily pressured right now, going 2 down instantly, but they're able to defend this time. Getting 3 crucial picks onto Ikarykou. Ikarykou going down, the 2 players are respawning. I believe there's still one in their bats area right now. The Dynamo trying to get some crucial picks. The Zipcaster right now from Link is going to be zipping onto the bats area. It goes down instantly to the T-Tech. Unfortunate right there.
Oh my god. Yeah. And as an explanation, the Tenetech did switch off. Originally, they were the original Smarashot with the Inkzuka. Now they're going for the Tri-Strike one, which is, I understand, you would want that for a push, especially if you want to throw it to bats when you're about to.
Strike is also a very good defensive special, and the Slash were able getting 2 picks. It's a 2v2 right now. And then I believe that was Slash going down the right stack. Toby almost choking on that jump there, able to get the kill there. This machine having being forced out, but does get the. But they're just bum rushing the Dynamo right now. But the team comes to back up Toby. 3 down on the side of Ikarykou. Macro is in favor of Goblins right now. They just need the clams to convert this into. And as you see right now, the junior going back to get the clams. Next right now, holding that ball with amazing movement right now. Just trying to wait for it to get the. They're just trying to wait to get the picks. And as we say that, Slash goes down. Could be the chance for next to go in and score. Unfortunately, the Slasher also goes down. Do score. There isn't much follow-up. Only the Splash has clams.
Yeah, I don't think they have any economy right now to follow up to get their advantage to be more prominent. It's only 71, which is good enough, I guess, for a first push. Although in Clamblitz in this map, with a lot of options to push up, that's going to be hard. Then again, it is Greasy Goblins with a Dynamo, so their defense is going to be very strong.
As you said, and the Greasy Goblins could continue this push right now, 2 down on the side of Ikarykou. They get the clam in, and the crab forcing the 2 on the right side of the flat back. And the Zipgosh coming out. They're popping every special in the book right now. They get as many clams as they can. The Dynamo getting a double, I believe. Flash going down as well. The junior with clams coming in with clams, able to keep it alive.
And just like that, when
Ikarykou is able to keep up with this offensive pressure.
Yeah, this is very surprising with the Dynamo pick. Sasha Deco as well, although you would want a Zipcaster to get back to bats or something like that. But wait, they scored all the way to 32. Oh, yeah. That's very substantial.
A lot better than earlier. What we were talking about. So and the 2 on stack, Ikarykou does have 3 specials. They pop 2 of them. Grab, and it does get the pick. Still one strike on that right stack. I don't think Ikarykou there. The Dynamo getting this slash. Just cannonballing on top of that slash. Just trying to bomb out the Dynamo, which is. But they do get the wipeout.
Nice,
and too distracted by that Dynamo on the right stack.
They can definitely capitalize off it, maybe score some more clams, although their economy right now is centered towards the splash. They're giving it right now, and they're about to score. I believe they also crabbed, yeah. Thank you, Remy.
Just-
Ooh, nice.
Crab is just the Splatoon. It's just the Splatoon. We have we have a minute left, and this match has really just been Greasy Goblins always have economy, always been able to push in. Ikarykou has not even got a chance to even like get pushed or get out of their spawn.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say, have they ever got back to mid? And okay, we've been
I don't
wrong.
think so, but now they do after they get the wipe from defense. Commentators curse come clutch right there for them. They do have to KO, which is a pretty daunting.
Yeah, it's monumental. They only have one Powerball as far as I know. Oh, another one, the pity that they got in. Do they have enough distance though to score it? I don't think they did, and that's a wipeout that's going to be very hard for them now. Now that Greasy Goblins has mid and they don't have pity anymore. Okay.
They don't have pity anymore. Could be the end of the game unless one of the Ikarykou players makes a Hail Mary right now to try and make a ball. I think the splash makes a ball. Hail Mary. And they score the ball too. They do crap. I don't think their team is there to follow up, but nice try.
And they kill off the slasher deco. Oh my god.
I got
Rad
the
gameplay.
that keeps it alive. The rest of the Greasy Goblins are the shut that.
Oh
I think that's gonna be the game.
Regardless if Ikarykou lost that round, Ikarykou, that pronunciation. They did make a very funny push. I'll give them that. Even I didn't see it. Did they drop to right side? I think they did.
They like dropped to the right side. None of them watching it. Built a ball.
You gotta love combo. Still to Greasy Goblin. Very nice.
Greasy Goblin putting up just so much offensive pressure despite the enemy team having 2 crabs there, which is just a really versatile special. And that game, this has been really the story of the Greasy Goblins just applying so much pressure, despite their very interesting weapon pool that they have on their team. The Dynamo, Tri-Slasher.
Next, always on. I think I've seen him always on. I don't know, Tri-Slasher or Brush throughout this tournament. Not really what you would expect from him. Link as well, going on Chargers. But they're still pulling out wins. And will we move on to Spots Sturgeon? Or
Playoff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're moving on to Splatoon Sturgeon. I think, honestly, this could be a very, if Ikarykou could do pull out a leader, which is very cool. I really see Greasy Goblins dropping the map. I think the Dynamo just gets. We're just like anyway.
Oh yeah.
We could. Dynamo does get the Dynamo's weakness is bomb and leader. Just Dynamo being so slow with ability.
It's the same also with Sloshers. Since this map, especially mid, is very varying in height, it's very good for ledge camp weapons that can apply damage consistently over ledges, which is rollers and Sloshers. So it's going to be very good for Greasy Goblins since they have Dynamo and a Slosher player. So Ikarykou, they need to pull out something very unexpected.
I think the leader. But I don't. The leader. I think we're about to get in third match here. I also wouldn't be surprised to see Tri-Slasher from Link. Sturgeon.
Yeah. At this point, I really don't know what to expect from Greasy Goblins. Their weapon pool has been really, really weird. Except for Remy.
Is that there's gonna be a Dynamo.
Yeah. Except for Remy and Toby, they've been the only ones consistent with their weapon pools, which is Splash and Dynamo. Alright, we're getting into the game.
Nautilus
Okay.
and the Explode coming out, but no the leader here. Honestly, if Ikarykou would lead, they would. Greasy would have been in such a big trouble. Counter.
I want to point out also, Nex is running a main of sub power up with Nautilus. I don't know what he's cooking, but all right, we'll
Still get
believe him.
points there.
First clap for Greasy. Oh no, for Ikarykou. Nice.
The Dynamo trading. Well, like,
Hmm.
jumps in. What the
Oh,
hell?
okay. That's
That
very
was
weird.
insane. And the
Uh,
crowd going
ooh.
three down on the side of all this
Hmm.
paper. It is very
Yeah.
just kind of waiting.
Hmm. As much as Greasy Goblin right now, in terms of weapons, are outpaced, you know, triple shooter against whatever they're running right now. They do have range advantage for 1v1s, which thank you next for practicing right now, outranging both the splash and another splash, I believe, during that moment. Right now, they're just getting control, locking them out, not giving them opportunity to breathe. It's now 38 deficit. They have to do something. They're burning special. I don't think it's gonna be enough to flush out the Nautilus on left side.
Yeah,
But we'll have to
Knowles is
see.
just being a pain in their butt right now.
Oh,
Staying alive. I think they're dead.
okay. All
Okay,
right.
Flash. It's just that Mario can Flash alive. They do
And
get taken down. I think that's the game.
okay. Yeah.
Honestly, I I think if they went here, like
Yeah. They did have an if they ran E-leader, they would have had an opportunity to at least contest in terms of range the weapons that they had. But fortunately that wasn't the case. Nicely
Greasy
played
Goblins.
though. Hmm. For the first, I believe it was the first and I think every map in that set, Ikarykou managed to get a oh no, actually it's only for Rainmaker Haggle and Splatoon Surgeon. They managed to get a substantial lead, or at least they did get lead first, which is surprising for them.
We do
Very
have
well
the
played.
other because Team
Mm-hmm.
Zaza taking 3-0 of Smart Stick. They set the push and now I don't think Baugau on over Harmonic. Car Crash taking over Elevating. Zaza jumping up second to Greasy Goblins with a 5-0 track switch stick. A pretty dominant performance. I don't think they dropped the game.
Oh, Zaza?
No.
Oh, agrees. Well, that I come to expect at this point. They've been sweeping every Reef Rushdown.
I think but here break the break until we get the switch until we get the brackets ready and we'll come back straight up.
Alright. You
just come back. Welcome back to Rushdown. We're gonna be streaming a whole bracket semi-finals. There's only 14 in gold bracket.
Hmm.
And we're gonna be streaming Team Zaza versus Ikarykou. We've seen both these on stream. Both very stuff. Team Zaza very aggressive. They're very have a leader player to balance out the well. And Ikarykou very meta style. They've been on stream like 3 times or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
No.
They tend to run the double splash. Sometimes even splash. Leader of mine. This could be a very interesting set. Because we are jumping in. Yeah, we're jumping in.
Yeah.
The game. They already played the game off stream, and Ikarykou first game. Wow. So it is one.
Zaza needs to win this TC Flounder. They do have a Stamper player if they do want to run it, although in my opinion it's a hit or miss if they want as a faster weapon on Flounder. But we'll have to see. It's Draco, I believe, that will be on Stamper. Yeah, the first one was no. Well, then they're not gonna.
This could be very interesting. Could see different kind. Like we could see a Tri-Saucer. Tri-Saucer is really good on Flounder. I really expect more of the same. Alright. I mean, the splashes, the crabbing on bunker. Is able to reach like zone. Wonderful. I think we could see a very aggro Tetra Viper combo like that from Zaza, but we are getting in first match right now.
Oh, Meiji.
Meiji's we have a big starter we do have 4 splashes coming out from either team, 2 on each side. I didn't actually expect that from Zaza. I got that completely wrong with what they run. Apparently they're also running.
All of them are shooters except for the machine. Oh my god, front lines even. Yeah, the only mid line in this match right now is the machine, so going to be a lot of up close battles.
Crab duel immediately first. One crab this time. We both were very one of the flashes for Ikarykou. I try to make it happen. Not with fine. One of the team Curb does go down right side of the trench. The guys are coming out. They're at a man disadvantage right now. Car Crash. You go down. The sloshing machine getting viral with AoE. The splash is farming. Crab. Trying to get
a. They do have to charge their specials here if they do want to make something happen, especially that they're coming now to point 2. That's going to be essential if they do cap it, which I think at this point they will. They need the Tri-Strike and to combo it with the
play. Cycling crab. As soon as one crab ran out, they immediately cycled the other crab on the tower. You go down. Looks like and just one element. Zaza. If I'm Zaza, I have to convert special. I have to get the crucial Ikarykou on us last. What Draco is doing right now, getting the double. But he did have crab, which was very crucial special.
That's a nice.
Got that double.
That was very nice PB feed done by Draco. Their defense also, it can never be late. That was, I know, at least they didn't knock out. I believe they never captured checkpoint 3, which is really good for them. Now that they have the tower on neutral, they have to get mid to start pushing the tower. That is a nice Tri-Strike for the crab.
The Tri-Strike getting pushed back by the Tri-Strike. Only go back into a Tri-Strike. Is Zaza's time to put. There's a crab behind them though. I'm trying to deal with this crab there. One goes down. Might stop. Now coming out. Pioneer's trapped in their bunker. The Splash doesn't see them though. Splash is really Splash is
Oh,
now. That is definitely and
yeah. Right now, it's going to be on Ikaryouku's control of mid. They're about, well, they are pushing the tower right along with Crab. They need that try strike, which is popped by, I believe that's button. So that's
goes
really
behind
well
the
timed.
tower. And the crab pops off tower preemptively, but tries to bomb go down side. Zaza does
Yeah,
have a crab. They just need to. The splash goes down, and the jumps probably coming in. Going to probably continue to push. Ikaryou to right now.
yeah,
Zaza is
that.
just not.
Yeah, it's really well done by Ikaryouku as well. You've seen a while ago that they were two down, yet they still kept presence behind tower. They know how to give up tower just so they can give jumps again, and it's working in their favor right now. Now that they've broken through the third and final checkpoint like that, and going to be downhill from here. Not unless Zaza
There's
can make
just
something happen.
Zaza just bomb rush tower, and it somehow worked. Got down as mentioned. Ikaryou is very good at backing shark,
Hmm.
coming back in and
Uh,
Zaza right now. I don't used to playing this kind of karaoke. The karaoke has had really good cycle the crowds off, but Team Zaza has been going in. Like their splashes have been pushing forward, even when they have crab. It's such an important session.
hmm. They have to do something about this too. That is a monumental lead that they have to overcome. That is a 6 point deficit that they have to do. They did capture first checkpoint, I believe. It's now just second and third. But now it's mid is still in control of Ikaryoku, so they really have to get some picks before they make something happen. And Ikaryoku again is pushing tower, so they have to make
See,
probably pick off the crabs.
this is gonna be a
Yeah.
David vs Goliath story. If Zaza can pull this off. They have Ikaryuka has a BR bomb and try strike.
Uh,
All they have to do is just sit back and farm that Zaza wipe. They have it just flashing live and
no. Yeah, I was going to point out as well that they only have like what 7 seconds left to make a push, and they had 2 man down. Uh, they tried
I think they just
valiantly
came
though.
to I think karaoke has like a friend from up before. I've heard that the boys kind of run double slash forms, so they're kind of used to this playstyle. Zaza,
Mm-mm.
I know they don't run this kind of.
Yeah, true. I was going to point out a while ago in the weapon select that you can feel you can feel Zaza being very, very
Oh wait,
adamant
that's
on
it?
winning.
That's it?
Yeah, it's just best of,
But karaoke
unfortunately.
advances grand finals. I didn't realize this.
Mm, they really wanted to win with that comp, but they went double splash. But it's just wasn't familiar with them. We know Zaza. Zaza has been one of the teams left in Div 1 to not run double splash or something like that. They usually just run another shooter that isn't really off. Still though.
Karaoke doesn't check, not check. Who's advancing?
Hmm. At this point, it's I can safely assume. Well, I can. Well, of course, I'm not for the waiting.
Oh, never mind. Greasy 2-0 down.
Ah,
Uh,
alright.
it's gonna be Greasy versus karaoke grand final. Yes. This is this is Greasy Goblins has been dominating the entire. They've swept every single. They've swept every single match, not dropping a single game. Right.
Hmm.
Ikaryouku has had a pretty tough road to get here. They lost to Zaza in the group stage in
Yeah.
Swiss, and they got 3-0'd by Zaza, and then they get there the 2-1 Zaza, and now they final. But they're up against this mountain.
Now we will be moving on to grand finals. It is best of 5? Best of 7? Okay, yeah, best of 5. The first match will be Commentators on Twitch. Going into this match, Ikarykou really needs to emphasize that they play meta because Greasy Goblins, we've seen throughout this whole tournament that they've never run really meta. The only one that is meta is Remy, that has been consistently on Splash. That's going to be the only thing that they can overcome in terms of fighting them. Mechanically, though, I believe Greasy will be triumphant in that regard. So, but then again, it's Splatoon. It's always unstable. There's a lot of upsets. So
Class scorecard, honestly, I think they've played each other before. I think Mario could kind of learn what learn what they did wrong, learn that they needed to counter the Dynamo. Kind of just they need to kind of play kind of aggressive against the their first certainly couldn't handle the pressure.
true.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting because they've been playing meta this entire time.
Yeah, it's going to be very entertaining to see how Greasy Goblins attack a meta comp. And pertaining to what Tiger said, it is true that they need to be more aggressive, especially that Ikaryouku's comp has triple frontline. They need to emphasize that. They need to make use of the fact that they have better fights close up with weapons, especially that Greasy Goblin so far has been always running at least 2 mid lines with Dynamo and a Slosher or something else like that. A Dynamo and Slosher. Maybe a backline too from Link. Charger. Strange, but it does work.
Link's been looking at this tournament. Link's been playing some pretty interesting ones. Charger, Slosher Deco, and other.
I believe he did go to his actual bucket, Mr. Time bucket. Twice strike for one match. That was it. Other than that, he plays harder throughout it. We'll have to see though if Greasy does take Ikarykou seriously. Maybe next we'll go on Squeezer.
I believe. It's just. I'm just really interested. Greasy have been running very different comps. It's very unpredictable what they've been running.
Yeah. This, in terms of weapon, now that I think about it, it will be favorable if they do manage to get mid and then walk into their plat, into their court or whatever it's called. Ikarykou will have advantage since they have double crab. They've been running double crab. It's really good block out. But yeah,
I like the contrast on this roster sheet with 4 people from Greasy Goblin and then Ikarykou, just 8 people. I think even like 10 people as I was looking at help earlier. So, but
let's
I
take
do
this.
believe going to the right or yeah. Yep, the squeezer. One of Nex's main weapon coming out. Ikaryou could kind of stay into the trident. Their double switch.
Yeah.
And
it seems
Link's
our assumption
build there was interesting.
Yeah, it had one main of Inkling and sub. Our assumption was right also. They are taking it seriously. Next is on Squeezer and Link finally on his bucket again. But now it's going to be a contest of bid, then economy, then scoring. But you know how Clan Blitz works, it's very back and forth, so we'll have to see who actually gets some
Greasy has shown that they are good at economy. You know, the last Clan Blitz game that they played, Ikarykou wasn't even able to push once. They barely got back into them. Let's see if Greasy can. And it does seem like they're pressing them back. They're not playing it flat. They are. P-Tech does go down, and Vex is just being a nuisance right now, outranging their entire team, but he's just kind of just poking.
You do not challenge next on Squeezer. It is impossible to get at least some distance towards him because he will get you by the time that you are at least halfway through his range. And they did score, Greasy Goblins did, for a 68-point lead. And they still have control of mid as well. Ikaryoko needs to get to mid and then economy first, although they are staggered in terms of special usage. They popped Crab, but nothing to follow it up with. They have control of their pillow finally now, but of course that Dynamo ledge camping, not giving up so easily. The bubble as well also. They need to
But there's
find a
two
way
down
to get
again on the side of and the
yeah.
slash just cornered there, not able to do anything. This junior here is kind of stuck, just throwing bombs while Greasy is waltzing around under the basket. The Dynamo does go down to a bomb. Dynamo is just so worse. I think the junior here wasn't Greasy just keeping the basket open, Zuka coming out. The junior does have the bubble. The Crab could. This is their chance to force Greasy out of and back 49 is very.
They can. It's still possible for Ikaryoko to do something, but I have to remind everyone watching right now that they are completely outranged. Greasy Goblins are running 3 mid lines right now, and Ikaryoko is all front lines. If they want to have fights, then they really have to be mobile and agile with their PvP, which they are doing right now. That's 3 down. Only the Squeezer left, which is, I think, backed out.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
Junior
wait.
going back to get clams. The Squeezer gets
Nice.
one, but that's not enough for the. Flanked. But one beat right now. Not gonna get. But the flash are just so mobile and so versatile. Just avoiding all of next shots. But all of Greasy comes back. The Splash finds Remy. Splash is just being a nuisance right now, still alive. One down. And pops back. Greasy going.
Exactly what we were talking about. They just need to outmaneuver Greasy Goblins, which they did for that whole entire push. And look at that, they got the lead. That is very nicely played. They just need to play defense now that especially that Greasy Goblins is pushing. But that's not really a good sight. They have 2 down, and it was both the Tenatech and the Crab weapon. And now they got in lead again. They have to do the same thing all over again, but with a time deficit of just 1 minute left.
Greasy trying to go in, but don't get any. And Bazooka gets 3. What the hell? Bazooka got 3. That was an amazing Zuka by Neck right there, completely stopping the defense of Karaoke. Next is gonna go down. What of them?
If not for them to win this set, which I think that this match, which I think they will, that clip immediately just garners next a personal win. That was it was a triple, right? Ingzuka?
It was a triple. They all were like missing. I think that is pretty good, but right now, Panic's probably setting for Karaoke, knowing they have to try and mix up the match, but the range of Greasy just gonna be shutting them out, and it's just Splash alive with the Crab, gonna be popping the Crab a bit early, and the retaliation from Greasy Goblin 10 seconds. Karaoke in this one, and Remy getting a double with the Crab. I really think the game is over at this point. Remy getting a triple, and Junior live. The Junior are gonna get 1 second.
They have
Junior
to
have to go right now.
I would like to point out Greasy Goblin's exemplary defense right there. On the last push that Ikaryoko did, they popped Crab, Tri-Strike, and I believe another Crab as well, just to get into their pillow. But no one died on the side of Greasy Goblins, and they managed to get a wipeout. That was very nicely done, with no specials, by the way. That is a mechanic diff right there. Nicely done. But we have to give it to Ikaryoko. They managed to get a lot of good pushes. In fact, they got lead for half of the match. It was only for Greasy Goblins.
A lot better than their last jump in clown. Able to show that able to show that they can stand up this mountain.
That's true.
I really I just want to talk about that. Greasy was getting pushed. Greasy was getting pushed out. It was about to be the end of the push. Ikarykou will just clump up in one spot. It just gets a triple and allows them to push to 19.
Yeah. Well, anyway, now we're gonna move on
And
to.
now we're moving on to my favorite stage of the game.
Oh my god.
My favorite stage. Talked about this
Uh,
earlier on stream. I love it so much.
uh,
No, I don't. I don't. It's
uh,
just a choke point. The zone's a choke. Crab, the
yeah,
crab crave gift.
I was gonna point out the sarcasm that you had. Yes, that's true. It's just a filter towards mid. There are flanks in this stage, but I mean, you can just
Are
talk to
there
Tiger on
really?
how.
Are there
Yeah,
really?
exactly.
Are
It's
there
like
really?
it's a pseudo flank at this point. There's no really value that they can get from it. So it's just going to be a matter of who's gonna paint more. So I'm not gonna be surprised if they do pull out another quad shooter on the side of Ikarykou. For Greasy, I'm not sure what they'll do. Probably just comfort picks. Sheen, so on.
Yeah. Especially like even like because usually there's someone watching the flank. I was like going there.
Mm,
You're not paying the zone. It's like we have to five.
mm.
You're not, and and then if even if you commit, you probably get punished. I believe our right now game 2 of
Nice. Yeah,
where we
it's
are.
game 2.
Yeah, Greasy to Greasy Ikarykou. A golden
Oh.
arrow spray coming out from the side of Greasy
my
Goblins
God.
from Nex
From
himself.
next.
This I would say this comes except for the arrow spray. It kind of doesn't. It kind of. I'm wrong. Kind of doesn't. With the amount of painting power that they have, they'll be if Nex stays alive, able
Mm,
to outpaint mostly any double crab coming next and be able to look at the zone. The Dynamo missing the splash and the Byakuya
2v1.
They'll get
Yeah.
the
Right, and now they have to pull once again. I would like to point out that Gold Arrow Spray is basically the equivalent of 2 shooters, so it's gonna be a 5v4 in terms of painting the zone. So in that sense, they do have a disadvantage, but I believe for me, Ikaryoko has more killing power and specials as well. They're about to use it right now. They did get one pick, the
They
arrow
do
spray.
the unfortunate thing is, even, I think Nex is planning to spam Booyah Bomb.
Hmm.
Crab shreds Booyah Bomb, and then they have Tri Strike. So like it really is not much. Nex is better off painting his own.
Yeah, yeah. As long as
This is the
Ikari...
problem. The problem with their with such low killing power with aerospace. They're struggling to get back in. They are capturing the zone, not taking.
Yeah, Ikaryoku still maintaining of control of mid. That's was nicely pointed out as well. The only fraggers that Greasy Goblins has right now is basically Toby with how he plays and Remy as well on Splash, so we'll have to really depend on them for picks. Although they did cap zone, that's nicely done. Ikaryoko did not get the lead, so that's something that they're not giving up.
Flash goes down. I think. Yuck and Tri Strike. They do cap zone, but going to put it back. The Dynamo
Yeah.
flanking?
The Dynamo was on right side.
Dana
Get
able
up
to get the pick. The
Oh
splash
my
coming in.
God.
Important.
Hmm.
Ikaryoko does
That
get
was
to the zone. What I'm saying, they both went to that flank and it allowed Ikaryoko to add more penalty. So by them not Ikaryoko is holding going down. He's gonna go down. 2 of them going down. They are gonna Greasy have going. That almost a wipe.
Dynamo did have a factor buff, so it'll be fine. Immediately back to their plat, ready to make another push again with the Booyah
Nex
bomb
has
that they
Booyah
launched.
instantly and a crab on 10. This is the most hagglefish gameplay I've ever. They are able. But Ikaryoko controls. They're able to. The Dynamo Remy goes down. practical enough. They're probably just running.
Hmm,
Get the cap.
Ikarykou has about a 12-point deficit. That's nicely done. They just have to play defense at this point. They just need to outpaint. Or
But that's harder than it sounds. Considering they have got Esper, but the
yeah,
T-Tech gets 2.
okay.
And I think Corby out. Are just
Hmm.
giving up. This is look. I think that Golden Aerospray showing it was right now. Struggling to get back. They have to rely so much, especially when that fails.
As much as zones is a matter of who's gonna paint more, you can't forget about the fraggers. They're struggling right now to get picks. Although they do have control, and the points are counting down, so it will work in their favor now with that Booyah Bomb, especially on 10th, displacing the crab. That's nicely played.
The
And
leader
now,
getting a nice shot. The
ooh,
slash.
Ikarykou is now staggered.
And they're panicking right now. You can see that slash going so far in to try and get to the I don't think that's going to be enough. But their Aerospray is alive. The Aerospray just jiggling on toe and just painting the zone. That's
It was just another, just another sprinkler for zone.
that is match.
Hmm,
It was
nice.
very a lot of flaws, but it didn't end up working.
That is Australia for you. We will. It's it's almost a given that Australia will never really run purely meta. There'll always be that one player that's, I don't know, a wiper, a tetra, a dynamo, so on, and of course it's entertaining. They're winning as well.
We move
Going.
on to
Hmm.
TC Sturgeon.
Yeah,
This is honestly at this point I won't be surprised if pulls out double try here. They pulled out the goals from Aerospray. They'll do friggin'
that would be funny. Just missed everywhere. Right, the players are
everything.
not.
But
Yeah.
Ikarykou is running meta, and it's still not working. And they're running such short range shoot. I think they might have to switch something up. At this point. They've lost the Greasy Swiss stage, running basically the same, and they've lost the games now to them. It's match Greasy. If Ikarykou doesn't change something up, I think if Greasy doesn't like,
Yeah, they'll
we'll
trio.
probably see Greasy sweep. I
Okay. Uh, Greasy, as much as they are in terms of their weapon pool, they are at a disadvantage because they are fighting meta. They're playing their cards right. They outrange every other shooter that's on Ikarykou, and that's what's making them win. Just as much as Ikarykou wants the frags, they just can't, because if not for the paint that the sprinkler, the aerospray can output, it's the fact that they just get out mechanicked. So they have to do something about that. They want to win this set.
TC Sturgeon. I'll be surprised. I think we could see a try strike either team. The first checkpoint, such a volatile choke. You just ending set on the chuck specials at the tower, but we're getting into the match right now.
Oh,
We're seeing Nex not play anything ridiculous. Actually play a proper weapon. And they do change something up. They do play flings up instead of double.
they have a proper backline now. They're gonna play that
Honestly,
for power.
That's
Yeah.
honestly a good Dynamo. Dynamo is not gonna have fun with those.
That's if they play for missiles. I haven't seen missiles being outputted now. They do have it, but they should probably pop it once they are in checkpoint. Like right now, okay? They popped it. Nicely done. Along with the crab. But the squeezer, they have to deal with that.
It's gonna be hard. Like I said, they're just running it, but that's not. Especially against a squeezer outranges the entire team, and they're gonna be able to get past the first choke. Ikarykou so stuck.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Ikarykou right now. They just got checkpoint 2. I believe that's the last one. So, yeah, and then and it's going to be final one. They have to do something. The missile's
They have
coming
to
out.
do something.
They have to come with it. Greasy giving up the tower. Okay.
They just have to rush tower at this point.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
missiles getting to the force of tower. The trade. There is 3 down. It's a 1v1 between the squeezer, but the squeezer's getting
Oh.
jumps. The squeezer's not getting
Uh-huh.
jumps onto this side. Squeezer's gonna go down. All stuck on that left side. Flash. They're just keeping jumping and they don't care.
Yeah, true. They really want this knockout right now. Even with the tri-strikes, I don't know if they can manage.
Like getting that. And 3 down.
Mm.
Side of Ikarykou. This could get KO. Actually, with 3 down side of Greasy, I am.
Yeah, they managed to finally flush out the
Finally
squeezer.
flushed
Thank
out
God.
the
Oh my
Squeezer was
God.
being a menace on that left side on the.
An absolute two, man.
Finally,
Just giving
finally.
jumps. Oh, but the tri-strike squeezer got killed. The crab was well displaced. It's in the middle of mid while everyone
And-
else is fighting.
I know Toby's jump is somehow safe. I don't.
Hmm.
Ikarykou is finally getting themselves on the score. 2 members on the right side. The flash fighting that. One of the flashes, one of the shooters goes so far over. I think it's getting picked off by the flash, but Ikarykou coming out. That just allows Toby to go in while Next just holds the ball. Toby and Curling fell.
Oh, not that crab.
Wait,
The Booyah is still not confirmed to be killed. They might with the shark. No, Remy is jumping out to keep charge another crab. At this point, Greasy doesn't need to push. They just want the. They really do just want the knockout. The Dynamo got 2 kills.
2v2 right now on the side.
They cannot let
There's
the
jumps
tower.
in. Jumps,
Yeah.
but one of them pushing in really far. Get the jumps. Slash. There's a trade, but Link just standing there, taunting him.
The BM Link, no. I
Link
believe.
stand-
Yeah, I believe Link managed to kill them with with line mark.
That explains a lot. And he is. I get fun. Let's down so many times. They go there dominant, but 3 go down.
Dynamo
Unless the
left.
Dynamo gets an insane play. And down.
It was a trade with a tactical buff, so immediately available again. They have presence in mid. The players are not pushing into their plat, which is smart. Their court, I mean. They just need to wait until the tower gets the first checkpoint first, and then they'll collapse on it. Oh, but that Zipcaster though did not get anything. Surprisingly, I would assume they would outmaneuver the crowd. And now they're at the first checkpoint. They can manage to get this
They
actually.
get the man advantage. He doesn't have any special replay except for tactical or he really
It's
allows you to throw
tactical.
bodies at the tower.
That's
But
right.
Ikarykou don't really have any specials to maintain the push. And
No.
tactical are allowing Toby to go in and get that pick down. Side of Ikarykou, 30 left. Crab
They
coming out.
didn't.
That's a really early crab. Not gonna be able to do
true.
much. 3 down. It's just a flash. 5 down.
Oh, that's 15 seconds left. They have to do something if they want another opportunity to push the tower. But at
There's
this
a
point, with that
in the
crab
middle.
and snipe,
really
I
think
think.
I think that's gonna
Yeah.
be it. As big as
And with that, folks, Greasy Goblins once again manages to garner another Reef Rushdown NFT. Good job on.
get a lot of
GGs.
money with
Need to make Nintendo Ink creating Hobbits one. Hopefully not.
see Goblins really showing how dominant they are. I don't think they dropped a game this entire tournament. They sweep every play.
That's
Really
true.
showing why.
For round robins and for the top cut, I believe they've never dropped a match. Good job on them. With the comp that they were running as well, that's even more impressive. Really the best team to see. Point two. Right. That's what it is.
Congratulations to see and your G.
We're,
50th one.
we're expecting Link to post another grip with a weird, I don't know, gimmick. Last time it was like under a. But yeah, the NFTs will be rolled out to them in a short while. I don't know who has access to it.
Thank you everyone for watching. I know, like, for the NA people, it's been, it's probably like really late. You can follow Tiger Splat on.
In my case, you may follow me if you are bothered enough. Full food. That'll be us. That'll be it for us too. Is there any other announcements that I would like, or no notations? If that's the case, then we'll see. Right. Oh. Okay. That'll.